Okay.
I'm guessing you haven't heard from Jay, have you?
I don't think so. I haven't. No.
We're missing a J, even though we're not really gonna, we're gonna cancel tonight, I assume. But Jason's nowhere to be found.
Oh, yeah. No, that's whatever. That's, I mean, the good
I,
thing is that because we're doing this alternate, like, I definitely think that what we should do, in fact, I was thinking about it'd be hilarious if we never actually got to the main story ever again. Like, we just kept doing all of these backstory stuff, like depending on who could actually make it. Because I think so. This is what I'm thinking. I'm thinking that what we'll do is we'll do a short self-contained adventure with whomever's actually here. So if it's literally like Erloser and William Cuddy, and that's it, that's totally fine. We can just do the two of you guys. We can have Waffle pop in every now and again and just interject some thoughts and comments, particularly as it pertains to backstory, And that'll be totally fine. And then when next we're all together, we'll pick up the story where we left it off.
yeah, just texted Jay, and his response was, "Oh shit, spaced," which makes me think that he's going to be joining us shortly.
Awesome, good, cool. Well then, yeah, then all right. So let me just get so there's that, all right, and that's where we were. That's where we were yesterday's. Where am I doing? Where does this thing belong? Where does the chat belong when I'm streaming? I guess if I just put this over here. Wait, where's the chat? Okay. Something like this. That'll suffice, I guess. Sort of clunkily. I'll be clunkily. All right.
Hey, can you guys hear me? Okay.
I can't. No.
Perfect.
No, we can't hear you at all.
Oh.
Yeah.
He's
telepathically. We were picking you up. That's
I can
gotcha.
sense you. I can sense you, just not with sound.
Mm-hmm.
Hello.
Hey, Odele. So because all right, so Jay, so this is the thinking because Waffle can't actually make it, and so this is and this is for and hello Twitch crowd. Let me actually, in fact, let me pop out the Twitch chat, and then let me see. Okay, so all right, so now we got the Twitch chat. Basically, so what we were thinking we were doing, because Waffle can't actually join us today, I was thinking that we would actually go back in time and do a little micro.
So what we were thinking we were doing.
Hold on. Sorry.
No worries. We were thinking that we do a micro adventure with you and Jeff and Craig. It'd be like sort of this takes place, maybe months or maybe years even before the main storyline.
Okay.
So this could be kind of like how we met, like during the war, like because we're all supposed to be war buddies, right? Like we met during the war. So
or it could be something taking place during the war or immediately after the war, or so yeah. So the thing is, so that's what I was thinking is I mean, we could so because we're kind of flying by the seat of our pants right now. What would be the most intriguing for you guys to do? I mean, do you want to do? I mean, we could do a little like kind of like wartime operation. We could do something. We could, if you wanted to do more story-based stuff, we could do something sort of taking place in Saint Marn. We could do some stories. We could actually have some confrontations. We could even do pre-war stuff and have some confrontations with the ruling elves at the time. So it's all all of it. Like I have a handful of ideas for any one of these kinds of scenarios. So it's really up to you.
With the three of us, I don't know if I'd want like the two of us sitting aside while somebody does like a little thing, and then that kind of like how we do with the introduction. So if we could do something with all three of us, which would probably be a wartime.
Oh yes. Oh yeah,
thing.
no, yeah, I know absolutely. There would be the whole group would be playing as a group. I wouldn't be doing individual stuff. Like that was the individual stuff that we did on that very first session was just to kind of like give all of you a little bit of memories, a little bit of like backstory, just to kind of like because all of that stuff will get tied into the story of we'll get tied.
Yeah,
well, it's actually already in the story. So it's just, you're going to discover kind of what, how it all plays out, over the course of the next few months. So,
we effectively like kind of all met during the war.
Yeah.
Correct. So,
and we
did something pre-war, we wouldn't have really met at that point.
Well, the thing is or what we could do is we could say, I mean, we could actually say that we could change the timetable because we haven't actually figured out the details of you guys all meeting.
Yeah, we hadn't touched on that yet. But, yeah.
So the thing is, so we could shift and slide things, and so we have Daniel Marks in the chat is saying that he would like to hear, he'd like a peek at like a little operation from the war. Would that work for you guys?
That works for me.
Sure.
All right.
Yeah, that sounds good to me. Let's give that a shot.
Okay, awesome. So, all right. So let's kind of talk about kind of like how the war took place in St. Martin, because again, it wasn't the same kind of like significant open conflict that it was, on the other side of Cormandy, and the predominant reason why is because it's just so far removed. The elves were kind of taken by when they discovered when word came of the war actually occurring on the west coast or on the east coast, most of the elves just got the hell out of Dodge, and so basically all that was left was sort of like the military force, like most of the non-combatant elves just kind of fled. So basically all that you had were but the thing is the elven military still had a pretty significant presence in St. Martin, like they had their because they were also kind of operating as sort of like the constables, the constabulary of St. Martin as well, and so why don't we do this? Why don't we say that you guys are sort of operating as sort of rebels within the city, and we'll say that this is the way that the St. Martin. The war actually happened in St. Martin was a little bit more like sort of like the IRA in at the height of the conflict in Dublin. It's more
guerrilla warfare.
Absolutely.
Than anything, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And the thing is that and so you guys and what we'll say is that you guys are waiting for that basically St. Martin, like the humans of St. Martin, you're waiting for reinforcements. You're waiting for sort of a cadre of human, dwarven, and I guess it really would only be human, dwarven, some orcs. The orcs, for the most part, most orcs that speak common, the common tongue, were really aggressively enslaved by the elves. And so most of the orcs that actually speak common and interact with you guys at some point in time they were elven slaves. So they have a real serious beef, with the elves. And so all right. So why don't we do that? Why don't we say? So why don't we say that why don't we say that you guys So do you want to have this be the first time that you meet?
Yeah, that sounds pretty cool. And then, so are we going to have like a combat and stuff like that too? Are we going to do more of that conversational style that we talked about last week?
I think so. I think we'll give that a shot and see how that plays out.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
So give me just 1 second to kind of get this. So all right. So I think. Hold on. So okay, so what we'll do is we'll say this actually occurred maybe three years prior to the most current, and what we'll do is we'll say in those 3 years you guys will have done like almost daily missions kind of like this, but this is your very first one. This is and we'll say that so what we'll do is we'll say that Odd, so we'll say that Jay's character has been sort of part of the resistance for some time. We'll say that William Cuddy was actually working with was sort of like sea-bound and working like and actively like sabotage, like acting as pirates, as kind of like commissioned pirates for the human, human side, I guess it really be like sort of an alliance, an alliance of different races. So for the alliance side against sort of the Elven Empire, and then what we'll say is that maybe Erlos, or maybe the Paladins, because they were sort of closely tied with sort of the they were part of the ruling. They were sort of operating like they worked very closely with all of the ruling members. Like maybe we'll say that they were sort of the last to like. And in fact, why don't we say this? Why don't we say that you've been sent Jeff, you've been sent by what's her name, the head of your order, but she's told you like they're basically doing this on sort of a subterfuge from a subterfuge perspective. Like they're still, for all intents and purposes, they're still aligned with sort of like the ruling class, which also includes the elves. The war is not fully arrived in Saint Marn, so there are some elven So anybody with a real vested stake in Saint Marn that's of an elven household, they're still in town. Maybe they've gotten rid of all of their husbands or all of their wives, depending on whether it's a matriarch or patriarchy. Maybe they've gotten rid of all of their children and their non-martial members of their household. But the thing is but they're still they still have a presence. Let me just pull up my notes real quick. Give me 1 second. I forgot to. I hate when I forget to do this before, because it's at the very bottom of my severely crowded desktop. All right. Okay. So here we go. Let me get the stream back up and running. Okay. So here. Let's do this. So okay. So why don't we say? So why don't we say it's going to be. We'll start this off. You guys have all been told to meet. You're meeting at a warehouse, sort of like maybe like around 2 a.m.
So why are we meeting? Like we're each representatives of something, or
you've been a member of the rebellion. We're going to say that you, Odd, have been a member of the rebellion.
You're part of the Rebel Alliance and a traitor.
Yeah. So you've been part of the rebellion for. In fact, what we'll do is we'll say that you and Matt's character, that you and Sigfroy, are like you guys, the two of you have been active players in the rebellion within the city for a long time, because you're small, you're nimble, you're able to get around. The thing is so you've been you've been operating as a spy, you've been acting as a saboteur, and then whenever you've gotten into serious trouble, you've gone to Sigfroy for healing, as well as Sigfroy also has been offering some consultation, just because he's got his ear to the like the humans have kind of allied themselves with the Kodaki halfling barbarian tribes, and so he's been acting also as a liaison. So let me see.
Short people got to stick together.
Yeah. So let me see. So it was the person that sent you. Where's your? Okay, there's the pirates. So it was Jezerine Stonewell was her. So Lady Jezerine was the one that was like, it took you aside. Jeff took Erlos aside and was like, we want to make sure we kind of see the writing on the wall. We know it looks like the Elven, that the Elven Empire is falling within all of Cormandy. The thing is it's still too early. If the powers that be if the Elven hammer brought its, or if the Elven fist brought its hammer down right on us right now, we're not certain if we would all survive. So we're going to play this very coyly, But the thing is but we definitely want.
So we're opportunistic paladins.
Yeah, well, the thing is it's politics, and she's the main political force in your organization, So she's come to you and she's like, and the thing is that and obviously there's been conflict between your order and the Elven Empire for some time because of their practices. You know, the thing is that they participate in very dark magics that often use the sacrifice of sentient creatures. You know, they enslave other sentient races. You know, so the thing is like, so there's been a lot of friction between your organization, you know, your the Order of Saint Marn and the elves. But the thing is like, but that's the Empire. You know, like they span the entire planet, you know. So you guys were, you know, you're sort of stuck between a rock and a hard place. So she knows that she's saying she thinks that you know that perhaps you know liberty might be on the horizon, but you have to play it very careful, you know. And then what we'll say for William Cuddy is why don't we say that you were wounded? Why don't we say that you were wounded in some sea skirmish, and you've spent the past few months recovering, and so Hanger Jane basically decided that she's like, we can't wait for you, you know. She's like, we can't wait for you, William. Like we'll be back in 6 months and we'll pick you up then, you know. And so the thing is like, and so you recovered much faster than anybody had anticipated, and
but there's no way to get word to the Sanguine Swan to let them know, hey, you know, I'm much better now, you know, much faster. So
that's
I'm not sitting around like, well, I guess I'm just going to hang out. You know, it's like there's still a war going on. You know, need to, you know, see some action and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I feel happy. I feel better.
So, all right, so yeah, so let me just for shits and giggles and for everybody that's watching on the stream, I'm just gonna give you guys an idea of kind of this. So this is an image that looks like, so this is basically sort of the town that they're from, Saint Marn. It's built into a mountainside. It's bigger than this, but it's sort of this kind of like, you know, it's buildings that were carved out of the mountainside. And built into the mountainside over 1,000 years ago that have been by an older Elven Empire that went to seed, and this new sort of Elven Empire, which is only a couple hundred years old, has sort of grown up since that point in time. But so this is one city this is one kind of occupied city on sort of the further westernmost coast of a country called Cormandy. And there are all sorts of ruins that used to be old cities and old, like other things with similar architecture to what you see here, but very very run down, very dilapidated, all peppering all throughout the sort of western portion of the continent, that have kind of gone to seed and to become ruins. And so here, wait, here on, let me where's the thing? Come on. Oh, here we go. And then here's basically a layout. This is sort of like the layout of the town. So this is Saint Marn. So imagine the picture that you just saw. This is basically the layout of the town. Now these guys. We're going to say that you guys aren't actually based in Terwillian Gate at this point in time. So we're going to say that you guys are all based down in Green Harbor, the Narrows, Twin Tokens. Like that's kind of your normal base of operations. Sometimes your stuff sends you, but we'll say that each of you have your own domiciles all within Green Harbor. So you're all kind of like right on the water. And so you've decided to meet. You're meeting at 2 a.m. in the morning. You know, at a warehouse in Green Harbor. You know, sort of like just off the water. And give me just 1 second. Let me just come up with some of the guys that you're going to be interacting with. Okay, 1 second. I just need to. Okay, and all right. So yeah. So. Oh wait, no. Hold on. 1 second. Okay. Awesome. So yeah, so you guys are so you guys so we'll say so why don't we this is all right, so are you guys punk, like you as as individual characters, are you the kind of people that are punctual? Are you perpetually late? Like what? How do you interpret your characters? Like, what do you think? You know, what do you like? So why don't we start?
I would be on time.
Okay, yeah. So that which makes sense. You're a paladin. You're lawful. You know, like that. That would make perfect sense. And then what about you, Craig?
I think I wouldn't be super late, but I think I'd be
fashionably,
kind of just like rushing in there, like, oh, sorry, sorry, I'm a couple minutes late, like not intentionally, just late, just because.
Sure. And then what about you? What about you, Jay?
Oh, I'm late. I am.
Okay, yeah, all right, yeah, okay, good, yeah, good, all right, perfect. So all right, so why don't we? So we're gonna say that Erlos, or the paladin, is the first guy to arrive, and so you show up, and so you kind of you knock, let's say you knock on this door, and we'll say there's actually like a literally like a code knock. And then there's a code phrase and a return code phrase, and so
password is
something like that. So you do that, and in fact, why don't we do this? Why don't you do an intelligence check against 15?
okay.
And so what we're gonna do here? Let's go to the dice. So this is where we do. Oh shit, that's not it. This is where we do all our rolling. 1 second. So let's go back to the. Let's go back to the. So we'll just use this map thing because we're all here, right? Anyways, so yeah. So
I got a 11.
Okay. So yeah. So against a 15. So all right. So okay. So yeah. So we'll say that the knock itself was pretty complicated, and like we'll say that you kind of flubbed it. So you do the.
It was like shaving a haircut 2 bits, but I did like all the single ladies.
Yeah. There you go. Perfect. And so you kind of flubbed it, and so you sit there for a moment, and then you're like, fuck, all right, and then you're like, okay, I remember how it goes, and so you do the correct thing, and you hear. You can't make out what's being said, but you can hear that there's quiet conversation happening just beyond the door. And then the door cracks just a little bit, and the passphrase is something like Green Harbor by moonlight is Green Harbor by moonlight is creates a blue is a blue sky, something bizarre, but and you give the return phrase, I
say password 123 exclamation point.
Mm-hmm. Yes, yeah, that's your personal password, and then they tell you that you're terrible, that you're a shitty human being.
Oh wait, I'm sorry. It's capital P.
Yeah, and you need. Yeah, and why don't you have? You're supposed to have some symbols or something. This is ridiculous. And so all right. So you. The person still behind the door hasn't even cracked on the door, and they're like, okay. So you hear this. It's this gruff, very very like baritone voice, and it kind of sounds a little bit kind of gravelly, and it says. Who of the 3 are you?
I'm Erloser, the paladin of the Order of Saint Marn.
Erloser. And and the door opens. It's complete. It's really really dark. There's one. It seems like there's like candlelight, like a candlelight in that room. So the thing is like, so because it's actually a pretty moonlight night, there's a little bit more light coming out from from outside. So when the door opens, you actually see that it's a pretty massive looking, sort of like royally attired orc, and he's maybe 6'8", and looks pretty ridiculously built. It's like sort of like he opened the door to a sort of like a green fleshed wall. That's also like dressed in pretty like in fine silks and sort of like and it's like the color it's all like kind of like burnt. It's like burnt orange and like this like kind of like blood, like deep kind of blood, almost like ox blood reds and like dark
horns.
blacks. What's that?
I said hook 'em horns.
Yes. Yeah. And
Get that burnt orange in there.
Yeah. and so he kind of beckons. He kind of nods and beckons you in. And you go ahead and make a perception roll.
Okay, let's do perception. That's just intelligence, right?
Yeah. Oh no, I think it's wisdom. I think it's wisdom.
I think I can just roll it from here.
So yeah, roll
Perception.
1d20 and then add if you've got a perception. I think you do have a perception.
There we go. I just rolled perception straight up, so I got 14.
Okay.
I have no pluses on it, so.
Oh really? Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so the thing is like the orc beckons you in, shuts the door behind you, secures it. He secures it with actually like a little like a beam of wood, and then he turns and he kind of offers you his.
So now, would I have had much dealings with orcs at this point?
Yes, you would have because they were often sort of not like the sort of like the manservants of the elven families, like most of them were slaves. And the thing is like, and so basically the way like each elven household had a different way of sort of like of denoting kind of like what their slaves were. It was mostly through piercings and then sort of the more opulent, the actual piercings, the kind of like higher ranked, their orc people were. So, and the thing is, and you can see that even though he doesn't have any of the sort of like the jewelry anymore, you can definitely see that his ears, but all of his ears are kind of like riddled with holes, as well as his neck. It looks like they'd had some piercings in his neck as well. And
I guess the only reason I'm asking is because I would not. There'd be nothing about this orc that would be suspicious, obviously, and it would make sense for a resistance place to maybe have a freed orc or two.
Yeah. Yes. And why don't we say that you were told that you were going to be meeting that there was going to be an orc in this little troop of people involved in this operation. And what we'll do is we'll say so the thing is you come in, you see him, he sort of extends his hand in sort of that Roman clasping the forearms kind of like a greeting kind of thing. And so he extends his arm and it says, Thark, Ogrim Thark is my name.
And I grab his forearm and I'm like, well met.
And he goes, he's like, you're the first to arrive. Of course, he says you're the first to arrive and right on time. I note, we are, we shall not begin until the others have arrived. Can I get you? Would you like some water? We have some water. We have some spiced wine, and unfortunately, the alcohol content in the spiced wine is not very great. But it definitely takes the chill out.
I will gladly take a pepper of doctor.
Oh yeah,
Sir.
yeah, yes, huh. He smacks you upside the head. Make a roll to dodge getting smacked upside the head.
Shit. Is that an acrobatics roll?
Yeah. No, it's a.
I got a 15.
Yeah. He misses. He goes to smack you. Yeah. Yeah. So All right. So you will say that you guys, you're kind of you're situated. You're sitting down. So go ahead, so let's say you guys, the two of you talk about just sort of like frivolous, kind of nonsensical things. Craig, we'll say you're the second to arrive. Maybe about 10, maybe it's about 10 minutes later. You show up kind of harried. Why don't we say that you overslept, and like you had asked. You would ask like sort of like, why don't we say that you're staying at an inn, and you would ask the innkeep, who's a bit of a lush. She's a bit of a lush.
Listen, I have a meeting that I have to be at. Yeah.
Yeah, and so like at the second bell, we'll say that there's actually a bell in what's the name of the place? It's the middle. Sky Harbor. We'll say that there's a bell in Sky Harbor that's rung, at the top of every hour, and so that's basically how everybody can kind of tell time. And so you're like, all right, wake me after the tolling of the first bell, of the new day, and and you wake up to the tolling of the second bell,
Oh man.
Yeah. So you quickly close.
You don't know how close to real life that is, Mike.
Yeah. Oh, good. So you clothe yourself really quickly, and you hustle. You hustle through the streets of Green Harbor till you get to this sort of like this sort of nondescript warehouse that's literally it's right on the water. It's right on the water. So, and so you get there, and go ahead and make an intelligence check against a 15 DC.
Okay. Intelligence. Here we go.
So you got a 16. Oh yeah, sorry. So you remember the knock right out the gate. You remember the passphrase and everything.
Show off.
Yeah.
It's I have my shit together except for being on time. That's all.
Oh, yeah. and he asks, and so the same sort of like large, like opulently dressed orc says to you, he asks you your name.
I'm well, sir, my name is William Cuddy of the Sanguine Swan.
Oh, the marksman. You're welcome. You're welcome. I'm interested in seeing. I've heard tale of your skill with your weapon. I've yet to see one in action.
Yes, I'm more than happy to share. I get that all the time.
Yeah, and you do. The thing is, people using firearms is still pretty. It's particularly in this side of the it's still pretty new technology.
It's still pretty like people have heard of them, but it's not. It's like they've heard of them, but they've never actually seen one.
Yes.
Yes. So okay. Yeah. Of course, I'm more than happy to show you how my musket works and everything like that, and especially if we can demonstrate it in battle, that would be even more advantageous.
Well, he looks and he smiles this broad grin, and he's like, the likelihood that you'll be able to use that to split some elven skulls is highly likely this evening.
That is most excellent.
So go ahead and make a perception roll real quick.
Okay, let's see. That's a skill. Perception. Here we go.
15. Wow,
so 15.
Dude, you've got a fucking awesome. You've got some mad perceiving skills.
It's because like my wisdom is pretty high. So
okay, awesome.
+7 on that thing.
Yeah,
Man.
yeah. Well, he's got probably a point in perception, and then he's got the bonus. Yeah. So okay. So, that's awesome. All right. So yeah. So you come inside. So you enter the room. He lets you in. Your eyes kind of adjust to the darkness. It was pretty dark. It was pretty dark.
Do I swap my eye patch to the other eye? So it's already dark adjusted.
Do you actually have an eye patch? Do you actually have an eye patch? Why don't we say that you're like a pirate of a different stripe, and that you actually use 2 eye patches? I think that would be cool.
I just walk around. I just have to do perception rolls everywhere I go.
Yeah. You're
what's going on?
You only like to take them off when you're actually firing your weapon. You're like, I feel it's too much of an advantage otherwise.
He adventures by sense of smell.
Yes, yeah. Yeah. You actually deprive yourself of all of your senses except for smell, and then. But man, can you smell awesome? Yeah.
I can smell good.
Yeah.
Like what? When people are talking to me, what?
You want people might say you have a high rank of smell.
Yeah. Waka. That's not even a dad joke. That's like a grandpa joke.
Yeah.
All right. So all right. So yeah, man. So you look around the room and you see there is actually sort of like sitting in one corner, looking like he looks pretty. I mean, he doesn't look like he's actively hiding, but he's small and he's sitting on a little chair and he's kind of sitting in the dark. So it's like it's easy to see why he'd be overlooked, but you happen to notice him. There's a little gnome, and that gnome is just sort of sitting there, kind of watching you arrive and kind of looking like just kind of like observing kind of all of what your exchange with the orc, and so you first see him as you look in, and then you look over, and there's on a table where there's actually one candle sitting on the table. There is actually it looks. So what sort of armor are you clad in, sir Jeff?
I mean, it's
Oh yeah, no, not Craig. I'm like yeah. Are you wearing like
in my mind I'm wearing like plate mail, but I know that like starting like that's too heavy to wear as starting character, so I don't have him wearing plate mail, in our current adventure. But
so
in my mind, I imagine him wearing like full plate mail.
Do you have do you have the armor? Did you figure out what sort of armor you have? Sort of armor you
No, not yet. We haven't really figured that out. I guess if we want to, let's just do. Let's just say I have a chainmail shirt on.
Yeah. And
like a light chainmail shirt, and like I'm wearing like a cloak.
Why don't we say this? Why don't we say that you've got like sort of like a leather undertunic, chainmail over that, and then why don't we say like you've got like a banded mail thing over the chain? So it's sort of like it's like a little bit more protection. It's like sort of like what your order wear out in the town kind of thing, So
it's like it's more than just like regular clothing, but it's not full armor or anything like that.
It's not full plate. It's not like full dress plate, but
I'm not wearing straight leathers, but I've got like a little bit of protection on. That'll work. We'll do that.
Yeah. And I'm thinking that it's got like metal like plating. It's got like
panels.
like banded metal, like banded armor, something in that vein, and that's fine. So well, are you talking about Daniel Marks is asking about studded armor in the chat, and are you talking about studded leather? Because I think that if it's studded leather, I think that it would still be. I think that like the paladins would want to still look as much the part as they can, and so I think that it would make sense that like that they're kind of wearing. They're kind of forced to wear armor that's sort of like as close like they're kind of working them up to plate. That's kind of my thinking anyway. But so all right. So yeah. So you see the little gnome. You see the paladin, and so yeah, and then the orc. And the orc kind of greets. He offers you the same thing. He offers you his hand.
The clasping strength and honor.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Awesome. Yeah. Cool. He's like, he's like, the old orcish, the old orcish, salutation.
Yeah. So I try to keep up on the world, and with my travels, I've heard things, and I thought I would be pay respect.
Well, he's like that's very kind of you. I think I'm gonna like this one. He actually turns and addresses that to you, Erlo, sir. You know, he's like I think I'm gonna like this one.
I let out a little bit of scoff and like I'm nursing my pepper of doctor in a cup, and I'm and I just like scoff, and then I return back to my.
You smack yourself in the head. Pepper of doctor. Okay. Yeah. All right. Okay. Yeah. So you kind of like. All right. And then why don't we say? So you guys all kind of shooting the shit, kind of like making sort of uncomfortable, like the kind of small talk that's made by strangers that don't really know each other.
Just sitting around, just kind of, how, did you notice that smell when coming in? What was that? This and that.
Yeah. Yeah.
How's that weather? How's that weather out there doing? Yeah.
And then we'll say that continues for about 30 more minutes, and then Ogrim.
How about those St. Martin's Legionnaires? They really took it to the field that last weekend.
And then Ogrim says he's like the last member of our merry band, he is notoriously late, but unfortunately he's a critical part of our operation, but he's notoriously late. He should be here hopefully soon.
Here I am.
And and then we'll say maybe like 15 minutes later, so he's almost a full hour late. In
well,
Rock's,
and I'm a little tipsy because the bars were open really late. Show up. There you go.
Okay, so why don't we do this? Why don't we say, Odd, that you were the guy that actually came up with the knock and the passcodes? But let's have you do an intelligence check to see if you remember them.
Okay. Let's see. How do I do this?
Don't roll a one.
Yeah. So
you know me and my rolling.
Oh man.
This is gonna be awesome. This is gonna be awesome.
Oh, it's a 6.
No, but you got a +2, so you got an 8.
Yeah. You did. That's better than a 1, man. All right. So you kind of flubbed.
Yeah, I pretty much just barfed out a knock.
Yeah. You're like, no. So why don't we say this? Why don't we say this? You're like kind of, and you're like, wait, no, was that? No, that wasn't it. It was.
I'm like, open up.
Yeah. You like, let's say you do like 2 or 3,
like
2 or 3.
He mutters under his breath like, all the single ladies, all the single ladies, all the single ladies, all the single ladies. Hands up.
And then, all right. So, and then let's get another intelligence check from you, Jay, to see if you remember the past.
There we go.
Yeah.
There you go.
Good. Yeah. Awesome. So you kind of fumble your way through a number of knocks, and then the door kind of cracks open, and you can't make out anybody on the other side, but they give you the passcode. And then you're like, yes. You throw out the return code, and you're like, let me in for Christ's sakes, something of that, like this is ridiculous. It's obviously me, And what we'll do is why don't we say there's something like you've made mention of that. You're like, look, if I'm the guy like that's put together these things, and you can see it's me, why don't you just let me in? And they're like, well, it's not protocol.
It's not protocol. Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so why don't you make a perception check when you roll on in?
Where do I do perception?
It's
under skills. It's under the skills tab.
His isn't built into the.
I don't think I've filled it out yet. My perception, I have a modifier of 6, or it says 6 on my character sheet.
Okay, no, so roll. So go ahead and roll, and then add that 6 to the your roll.
Oh wait, is that the right dice? Oh God, I got 2.
That's fine. You can add the 6 and you get an 8.
Okay, so you come in, and so all right, so real quick, so Craig, Craig, did you make? Oh, there you go. See, there you go. That's a nice roll.
Well, oh no, that was an accident.
But no, but it's yeah. That's maybe you need to. Hey, Stefan, maybe you just need to keep rolling that die and building a relationship with it. But that's usually what I do. I keep rolling my dice until I get all the bad mojo out of them. I'm like, all right. So we'll say that. So we'll say that Stefan. Did I call you Stephanie? No, I didn't call you Stephanie. So Craig, what did you? So you saw the gnome sitting in the corner. Did you approach him at all?
I don't think I would. I mean, because it's, I see him kind of checking me out. I noticed he was kind of checking me out and stuff, but that's what I think anybody would do with somebody that they've never seen before. Just kind of look at him. I didn't interpret it as threatening or anything like that, or that he wanted to talk to me or anything. So I just kind of, just took note of it, but didn't go up and talk to him really.
Okay, cool. So you guys are all kind of sitting around the table, just kind of like engaging in small talk. So yeah, and then Odd shows up, Tyro shows up, and so Jay, you come in and you just notice only the people sitting at the table, and so
actually I shoved my way, I pushed the orc out of my way. I'm like, out of my way, and I'm just like, got business here.
Yeah. All right. Cool. Yeah. So Ogrim just kind of like glowers, actually what we'll do is we'll say this, like, you go to push him out of your way, like you like, come on, get out of my way, things like, but he's like, he doesn't move, because he's 6'8" and probably 300 pounds, and mostly muscle.
And I say, out of my way, you half-wit.
Okay, so he he doesn't react at first. He just looks down at you. He looks down at you with this like, what the fuck did you just say voice? Our face, and then he breaks into this like gigantic grin and just starts laughing, and kind of gets out of your way, and is like, Your Majesty, Your Royal Highness.
Finally, the respect I deserve. Yes.
So Ogrim looks at you guys and goes, all right, we're all here. We're all here. I guess we should, Koribar, do you want to get us started? And that's and that's when you guys hear a voice, and he's got a kind of high. He's like, oh yeah, okay, all right, yep, here we go. And he's just it's an older.
Have I not noticed him at this point?
Yeah. So you did, yeah. So both you and Jay are shocked, and so you particularly, Airloser, because you've been here for a full hour without being aware that there was someone else in the room.
I'm like, I thought I smelled cabbage.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And so so basically we're gonna say that so we're gonna say that this sort of older gnome kind of gets up, kind of heaves himself up, like he's pretty old, and he looks definitely like sort of he looks sort of infirmed, I guess is the word, and he kind of hobbles over to you guys. He doesn't walk with assistance, not with a cane or anything like that, but he just definitely looks like he's in his maybe 80s or 90s, for a race that lives to be maybe 120 or something like that. So I don't know how old gnomes live, but I think they live a little bit longer than humans. But he walks up. He's actually smaller than you, Jay. So he like you guys are all sitting sort of at the table, and when he walks up, like he's like his eyes are like to here on the table, So
so he's like 3/4 my height, or
Yeah. I'd say that's probably about exactly right.
Okay.
And
It's nice to be the tall one.
Yeah.
You know, for one.
Well, you're taller. You're also taller than Matt's character. Then you're taller than the halfling.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, gnomes are a little bit taller than halflings. So.
Yeah, I'll push him around then.
Yeah. This old kind of old gnome walks up to the table and then like looks up at the big orc, and the orc's like, oh yeah, sorry, and picks him up and puts him on top of the table, and the gnome kind of he's got like a little like backpack on him, and he undoes it, and he goes and he kind of rifles through it, pulls out a piece of paper and lays it out for you, and he's like, well, gentlemen, there is one of our people was captured is captured as being actually kept in the Ellerith house.
And he's holding the plans to that battle station.
Yeah, no. Well, yeah. One of our agents was discovered in an act of sabotage earlier this afternoon, and is actually being held in a home in Terwillian Gate, and we're gonna effect a rescue. We're gonna do this in the middle of the night. We're gonna try to do it as quietly as possible, but there are a number of armed guards, and it's more than likely that they're actively interrogating him now. So the room where he's being held is probably going to be filled with combatants and people able to defend themselves, and if necessary, they'll probably want to kill him rather than allow him to return to our fold. So our work is cut out for us. We need to get into this house. We need to do it quietly. We need to find out. We need to discover where he's being interrogated, and we need to retrieve this. We need to retrieve our agent before she is killed.
Did you say she?
I did.
Well, gentlemen, I'm in. It doesn't matter.
Excellent.
You can count on my steel.
And my hammer.
Yeah, and my axe.
No,
and my
I was
pony.
gonna say, I would say something like, as my lady commands, or something like, like I'm here on my the lady of our order. She commanded me, so I'm in.
Excellent.
I'm in.
Excellent. Well, so what we'll need to do in order so we need to figure out, we need to concoct some way in which we're gonna enter this household without being discovered. We can do that in disguise. We can just attempt to sneak in like sneak thieves. We can. I mean, the one path that I think would be the most dangerous and the one that the least likely to succeed would be, us taking down the front door and going and fighting. It would most likely, although not necessarily, it would alert the other houses in the neighborhood and might actually provoke them to engage with us as well. But again, the thing is that these are strange times, and we're not 100% certain. I, of course, considering my age, the days of me rescuing damsels in distress have long since passed. But I have faith in the four of you.
It's kind of at this point that I realize that all I have is a gun.
Yeah.
Like,
a gun that makes
this
loud
is
noises.
This is a stealthy mission, and all I have is a gun.
Yeah.
Like, well.
Yeah. There you go. Yeah.
We'll figure something out.
Yeah.
So
do you say that?
I mean, I kind of. I think I kind of think it to myself, but part of me is also thinking that, maybe I could use it as a club of some type or something like that. I mean,
certainly.
Not necessarily shooting it, but I can turn it around and brain somebody with the butt of the musket.
Certainly.
Use it as a club. So
certainly, and the thing is that, like, and it is nice for you to have, like, at least to know that you've got significant firepower if you need it, right? So the thing is like you're the big guns, you're the big long range.
I'm the big gun. I'm the big gun.
Yeah.
Well, I would say that's why I never put much stock in such clumsy weapons, and I prefer an elegant weapon for a more civilized age.
Oh yeah, that's that's why you have the tea cozy. Your weapon is a tea cozy.
And I brought the cubes. Would you like one drop or two?
I just bat their nose with my tea cozy. What do you think of this?
I was referring to my lightsaber.
Yeah. All right. So this is, so you're going into House Ellerith. All right. So let's see. So all right. So basically, I'm leaving this up to you guys in terms of like how you want to. So basically, so what he's laid out in front of you is just a house layout, right? So the thing is like, and so he's looking at it and he's like, so he basically and had I had a better chance to prepare for this, I could have actually drawn it out for you because it was a hand drawn thing, but it's an actual estate, right? So it's like maybe like 6 acres of land. There's there's a stable that's not attached to the house. There's like sort of like guest houses. There's servants' quarters that are not attached to the house. Then there's the actual house itself. And it's basically the way it's situated. It's sort of like a, even though it's multi-story, it's like there's one central hall, and then there's basically rooms. There's rooms that sort of like go off the like, and the rooms do interconnect, but it's sort of like the house on in the game Clue, like. No, not even that. It's one big hall.
Is it kind of like in? Yeah, that's what I was thinking of. Clue. Where like top down. You have like the rooms surrounding the main courtyard kind of thing.
Yeah, that's. But it's not a courtyard. Instead, it's just one big hall. So the main house. Okay. The main house. There's one big hall. There's a staircase at the opposite end of the hall, which is like sort of the grand foyer, I guess. Like the main entrance. And then there's a staircase at the end leading up to the second floor. There are rooms kind of going off off the. There's not actually even wings. It's just there's big rooms. So there's the thing is like there's not actually any designation like. This has been, and the old man Corey Barr explains that this was actually this map was put together by questioning some of the servants that actually work at the home, that have worked at the home in the past. And so they've got like little designations like here's a library, this is a study, this is an armory, this is like a workout area. Like attached to the armory, there's like an area like a little workout area for both weapons as well as like other things of that nature. There's sort of like on the second floor. There's actually some mystical rooms. And then there's like a number of bedrooms all along the second floor. So
Mike, this is pretty fun because I'm actually drawing it out for myself, like
awesome.
On a piece of paper.
Yeah, awesome, cool.
And that kind of goes into what we were talking about last week a little bit. Like, we don't necessarily need a map, displayed. It's more imagination.
Yeah. That's and as we get in there, as like when you guys actually get to the place, I'll give you a better description of kind of how everything's laid out, and kind of give you a better description of kind of what's in there. But this is him talking. This is the information they managed to glean from some of the servants that actually worked in the place. And so he's like, so this is kind of the layout that we know that from people that have worked in that place over the past couple of years. we're not 100% certain that she's being kept in this building. You know, is there a basement? None of them mentioned anything about a basement, but that doesn't mean that there's not one. You know, or that doesn't mean that there's not secret chambers within this house or below this house. Or it could be that they're, you know, that they've repurposed the stables, or there's something like. So the thing is, so we don't know where this person is situated. We're gonna need to get there, and you're gonna need to get there, and you're gonna have to suss this out.
Look, I interrupt, and I'm like, all right, well, who is this person that we're apparently risking our lives to save, and what's their importance?
Well, I can't.
Are you not ready to reveal that?
I can't
yet?
I can't reveal that right now, because if you are capped, like, the less you know, the less you can divulge when, you know, if you're captured. So the thing is, like, suffice it to say, all you need to know is that she's an agent of ours, and that it's important that you rescue her. You know.
As Odd's asking that, I kind of look down at him, and I'm like, I need know nothing but my lady's command.
By your command.
I'll be honest. Like, I've never, you know, so William Cuddy has never met a paladin before, and so he kind of goes, you know, like that, like, okay, you know, like. I've never heard someone speak like that before. It's new to me.
Was there something you would like to say to me, ruffian?
No,
Ruffian.
no. I've never heard such earnestness before.
Yeah, nerd alert. You know. Goody two shoes over here.
Watch your tongue, little one.
And then I also go.
This is excellent. You guys are getting along famously.
I'm so in conflict. Like it all works out in the end.
Oh yeah, absolutely, yeah.
So Ogrim turns to look like, so the big orc like looks at you guys and then says, "So, how do we get into this place?"
I don't.
Well, it sounded
have
like
any
somebody just opened a
ideas.
door.
Oh well, yeah, that was me. I'm sorry.
Apparently, we get into the place by opening a door.
Yeah. Let's just go there and open the doors.
Let's just walk in there.
Well, what are the surrounding grounds like? Like, is it forested? Is there hedge maze?
It seems to me like what we'll have to do is, like, so we have a very basic layout of the house. You know, it sounds like we either scout it out, or we just like walk over there and, you know, kind of get the lay of the land, and then maybe come up with the plan there.
I think we need to scout all the outer buildings before we, go to the main building.
Yeah, and you do happen to have a rogue with you that can move pretty stealthily, you know.
Yeah.
And I can see at night.
And he can see at night, so that works to your advantage.
We don't know how much he can move stealthily. We haven't seen it yet, and from what we know of our future,
from the rolls, yeah,
you can jump upside down onto his head.
Yeah.
From our precognition of the future, we know that he.
Of your future memories, you're like this guy's a pretty terrible roller.
Don't let him backflip onto any boulders.
Or try to run. Or try to run like any distance while carrying an edged weapon.
Hey, I carry my weight in this company. Let's go.
No, wait. Can we just real quick recap all of the chaos that Odd perpetrated in that last battle? So first he tries to backflip up on a thing and smash
like up onto a rock, not off of a rock, up onto it.
Then in combat, he's running from one place to another, and he drops his blade on and injures himself. Then he tears open his backpack and then spills all of its contents.
I think those were reversed. I think he spilled his backpack first.
Oh yeah, and then injured himself. Yeah.
Yeah, then he injured himself with his dagger. Yeah, and then he
he
dropped
attempted
his sword.
Then he attempted to throw a dagger, and it flew by you, and then he went up to engage a guy and basically handed his enemy his sword, and then got the sword back and then dropped it again.
Yeah, flawless victory.
And then he murdered the corpse's head.
Yes.
Yep.
And then he bashed the corpse into a bloody pulp.
Yeah, I was pretty pissed at that corpse.
Yeah. Well, rightly so,
Yeah.
man. It definitely was mocking you.
So back to here, I look down at Odd and I'm like, you have the ability to scout, do you not? Or something to that effect.
Perhaps I do. Yes, indeed.
Well, do your job.
All right. Well, we have to go there. I
thought we were already there. I'm sorry.
We're still in the room, right?
Oh, I thought we were already on our way and we'd gotten there.
I don't know. Do we fast travel there?
No.
Either way, if we're planning, then I'm like, we're discussing how we're going to get in, and I look down at him and I'm like, you have the ability to.
Yeah, and I'll be like, I'll scout those bitches out and let you know who's where and whose ass to kick. No problem.
Excellent.
I'm your Huckleberry.
And just to give you guys a kind of a heads up, like so I was saying, so the grounds are partially walled, and then there's sort of hedges that kind of like kind of contain the remainder of the perimeter. Although there is a portion. The thing is that like because it's on the mountainside, like there's a portion of it that's just mountain, right? Then there's another portion that's got hedges. There's another portion that's kind of contained by just like by basically like forest, like sort of like mountain forest. So it's sort of like heavily sloped at places, and then wherever is like sort of around the immediate grounds, like where the buildings are, all of that's fenced. So the things like there would be a couple different avenues by which you guys could actually sneak in by going through sort of like the forested area, or coming up from above and coming down the mountain. Coming down the mountain. But the thing is like but that's basically kind of the lay of that land. Or you could scale the fence, or you could go through the gate. Each of them has their own.
I mean, is there like guards at the gate and stuff like that?
We don't know. That's yes. All right. So no. We'll say yeah. So what we'll do is we'll say that.
He asked that. And I'm like, that's like something that you might want to find out for us when you're scouting.
Yeah. No. In fact, what we'll do is we'll say that Cory Bar, the old gnome, he actually points out, like he marks X's in about 6 different locations where he's like, hey Pablo, good to see you, man. So he marks like 6 different locations where he's like, these are definitely where we know guards are normally posted. There's two at the front gate. There's two like there's actually a side gate, and then there's 2 kind of off in the kind of like just on the perimeter of the forest area.
Okay, so we know like
the two in the perimeter of the forest area, they actually have like a little guard. There's like a little guard shack kind of thing,
So we know like a direct assault we're never gonna win, right? So we can either do like the stealthy, like mountain climbing down, or hop the fence and try to get all the sentries one-on-one, or I don't know, we could do a Trojan horse or something, I don't know. I'm just throwing ideas out there.
Well, so do we know that immediately, so what I'm thinking
we're having a hard time hearing you, Craig.
Oh, sorry.
No worries.
Sorry, it's my new headset. Like I flipped the microphone up, and then I forgot to flip it down. Sorry.
No worries.
So Yeah, I mean that it's tough because we want to minimize our footprint as much as possible. So
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know.
And you certainly don't want to leave it. You certainly don't want to leave a trail. Like you don't want to leave a trail that they can they can follow. So you don't want to.
And
You
especially
don't want to
with
like fill your pockets with breadcrumbs.
right, and also especially from William Cuddy's perspective, being on a ship, and kind of living the pirate like lifestyle, like there's not a lot of subterfuge with that. Like a ship is gonna see you coming up on it. There's
But that's
my character's not as familiar with the stealthiness. I'm used to like, okay, I'm just gonna snipe that guy.
You know what? I would say that perhaps you are like it's a different kind of because the thing is because I'm fairly certain that you guys probably have that Hanging Jane probably had all sorts of different flags. Particularly every time you guys would take a ship, she would steal their colors, right? She would steal their flags, she'd steal their sails, and then they would use those to get close to to ships and use that to I mean that's like it's all's fair in love and war, right? The thing is like
that's a fair point. I hadn't really thought about that.
Yeah, so the thing is like but certainly you probably haven't done a lot of like the kind of like stealthy there's it's very unlikely that you manage to like pull up alongside a ship without them being aware of you and going in quietly to so the things like so you're definitely not unfamiliar with sort of like tactics of subterfuge, but certainly
but
not
eventually nothing like where it's like you get out of there quietly, because eventually you get figured out on the high
eventually
seas.
you want to keep the ship you want to keep the ship So,
Like, I would think like I would probably say something like maybe we could create a distraction to draw the sentries off point and open up an entry through their defenses.
well, do you have something that could cause a distraction, like maybe something that
like maybe a giant ogre?
A loud noise might draw the
well,
guards
Paladin.
out of position.
Well, Paladin, do you suppose that I could fire a gunshot, like a warning shot, and they wouldn't know what that is and go investigate?
No warning shots. Just kill a dude.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is like
Snipe him.
I mean, that is so. This is just a sideline thing. The thing is like, I mean, you literally could post yourself up, 20 yards, 30 yards in the dark, and just start sniping people. Like I'm fairly certain that would get a lot of attention. The thing is that like what that would also do is it might call in, and this is actually so we'll say it.
I was gonna say like if you kill somebody, you would alert the other guards to the presence of something trying to, attack them.
Well,
and they would probably redouble defenses, or they would call alarms,
or they would just execute the prisoner. Like, oh, we're under attack. Take her out.
What we need is something that would draw them out of position, but not let them think that maybe not let them think they're being under attack immediately.
Yeah. Well, exactly why I guess a gunshot wouldn't work, because a gunshot it's not like you're out hunting pigeon on their grounds. So we might need to come up with something else. Is there something like, can we like set a shack on fire or something like that? I don't know.
That's not a bad idea. Like maybe one of the outhouses of the manor or something like that.
Yeah, cause a big distraction. Let us sloop in. I don't know.
That's not a bad idea. I like that.
What do you say, Mike?
Yeah,
Is that something that's feasible?
That definitely sounds like. I mean, the thing is, like, you get a big enough conflagration going. You're, like particularly if you can make it look like it actually occurred by accident. Like you're gonna probably get a whole bunch of people rushing to put it out. And that sounds like that might be a great tactic.
So what are the outlying houses? Like, what are those? I mean, what would make the most sense to like set fire?
Wait, so I'm sorry. So so are we there now, or are we still
We're
at
still
the
planning,
warehouse? Okay.
No, yeah. So you guys are still planning at the warehouse. Yeah, you guys
Okay.
have not yet left. So this is the conversation for, and certainly when you get there, you might have to change some of your plans. But the thing is that, like, if you're gonna start a fire, you might want to bring some things to start fires with. If you're gonna yeah. So this is the time to, like, kind of come up with your contingencies before we actually get in there. Sorry.
I would say that, we would actually, I mean, we're going to equip ourselves with whatever the plan is.
Yeah, well,
and the plan.
So
I like that plan. I like that.
And you could actually like this. There's the stable, right? And the stable's got lots of hay and other stuff that might be, like, pretty flammable. You could torch that. You could, in fact, you could like.
Would I just need, like, flint and steel? Like, is that all I would need is to ignite the hay? Or
I think
like,
maybe
because I don't want to go
oil.
in with a torch.
I think maybe some oil, or maybe even take a lantern, or maybe if you see if they've got a lantern there. I mean, it's up to you guys. You got to sort that out.
All right. Well, stable sounds good to me, guys. Let's light that puppy, make a barbecue.
Please, please make sure there are no horses in the stables before you do that, or
no guarantees.
Or like we don't want to harm the innocent here if we're on a rescue mission.
That's true.
I mean, and like kind of spooking the horses and having them run out of the stable, that could be part of the distraction. So 2 birds with 1 stone.
There you go. Let's do it. So at this point, like, what do we do now, Mike?
Okay.
What do we do now? Like, we've kind of,
So that's awesome. So you have your strategy, you have your plan. So the thing is like, so we'll say that probably took you guys. So we'll say
hold on. Do we know kind of what we're gonna do? Do we know what we're gonna do after that though? Like, do we know how we're gonna get in? Do we know where we need to go? Do we know, like, you said the inside of the place is not, like, 100% well known.
So the thing is you guys don't know where they would be keeping this. Like, they don't have, like, a interrogation room, or at least they didn't when asking the servants. Like, the thing is that, like, none of the servants that were asked could recall a time when it seemed like they had somebody against their will, in the
prison
main building.
there or something.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. So, well, I guess we can't really. I would just try to have a plan going in. Like, okay, so we will focus our efforts on this area, or we will split up because we need to search the place and figure out where they are.
What's the likelihood?
Have some sort of plan going in, so that we're not just setting a fire and then running around like chickens with their head cut off.
Oh crap! What do we do now?
So we need to have some sort of plan going in on exactly what we're going to do inside.
It sounds like, and this is actually Agram says, so it sounds like the best plan of action is to figure out where she is, then set the fire, then rescue her, right?
Yes, I would agree with that. Good. You're not as dumb as the other orcs I've known.
I take back that half-wit comment. You're a good one. Wait,
I don't say that to him.
I have killed men and gnomes for lesser.
I don't say that to him. I say, like,
that was
I look
pretty.
I look at him with, like, a little bit of surprise, like that's very good. Yes, we should find out where he is first. But, like, I don't say anything other than that.
But I don't like.
I take my foot out of my mouth now, and
I don't see how we can figure out where she is though with this rudimentary map. I mean, we kind of gotta we're going to have to be on site, and kind of, snoop around to kind of see what's going on. I think. I don't know if there's a way to figure out if where she's located based on the information that we currently have.
Well,
we take a hostage. One of the guards, he might know, or at least will tell us how to get in. So before we set the fire, we capture one of the guards, torture him, then.
Well, whoa. Let's back away from the T word.
Okay, all right.
We can aggressively interrogate.
This is interesting because it is showing the difference in personality between each of our characters, because I think my guy is kind of like, yeah, let's figure it out as we go. I mean, we have a basic plan, but we can't plan everything out right here with the information we have.
And I'm like, yeah, we can. We can plan everything out.
we can get it all sorted out. Now let me make mention, right? So right now it's about 3. Remember, it's about 3:20 in the morning. So if you guys were to leave now, you'd probably be getting there probably about 3:40 in the morning.
It'd still be daylight.
So you'd have like an hour and 20 minutes of darkness. Now, of course, you're still that's like the darkest of the dark times, right? The thing is, like, that's 4 o'clock in the morning. It's the least likely that that people will be awake, but it's also, So the thing is that, like, yeah, you don't want to burn too much of your nighttime.
There's a time here. All right, so I will say yes. We need to see if we can't capture somebody and interrogate them.
And torture the shit out of them.
Very vigorously interrogate them.
And then use
shit. We will use extreme vetting.
Interrogate them in an extreme fashion, or in an enhanced fashion?
Enhanced interrogation technique. Yeah.
We can waterboard them in the horse trough. In the barn.
Nobody said anything about waterboarding. But if water ends up landing on his face,
and if they feel like they're gonna die, but obviously they're not going to. But if they feel like they're gonna die,
it seems to me like there's a lot of known unknowns in this mission. Oh, sorry. That joke fell flat. Wah, wah. Nobody remembers Donald Rumsfeld. Okay.
Oh yeah, you're right. That's very funny. No, that's not funny.
No, it's
not.
I just spent the past 5 years forgetting him, and now or I guess the past 9 years forgetting him.
Yeah. Thanks for reminding us, Jay.
Yeah, thanks, Jay. Thank you, dude. Jerk.
That's my job.
So I think that's the best plan we can make. We do have
time.
We do have time to consider. So our plan is we're creating a distraction. In the midst of that distraction, we will try to apprehend somebody, a guard. I don't know who the best one would be, but we'll have to try to figure it out. It'll be a attack of opportunity.
So you're saying you're gonna create a distraction and then set the fire, or you're?
Wait, no, that's right. Well, how are we gonna capture a guard? I mean, I guess we can.
Well, there are 2 guards. There are 2
I don't know
guards.
how well their defenses are covered. Are they doubled up? Are they?
Yeah,
single?
there's 2 guards. There's basically 6 sort of weak points in the estate. Those 6 weak there's 3. There's 3 weak points in the estate, and those 3 weak points are attended by 6 different guards, 2 at each weak point. So there's 2 on the main gate, there's 2 on the side gate, and there's 2 in sort of a little shack out by the forest. Now the thing
what would be the hardest point to attack? Because that's where
probably the front.
No.
Yeah.
I'm gonna run up screaming.
So the thing is like the one where it seems like you might if things did get a little bit loud, that you might be able to get away with it getting loud and not be discovered.
The guys by the forest.
Well, yeah, would be the shack by the forest.
Yeah.
So So I'd say
Yeah,
we
so-
probably need to have the distraction ready,
Yep.
and we probably want to capture somebody near that so that we don't have a lot of time lost in. Maybe we take the guard to the to the shack, interrogate
Or
him
we-
there, question
We
him there.
lure him. Yeah.
Then we light the fire after we find the information from him with him in there. Then we go and enter the facility. However, we will be leaving the distraction point at the same. The guards will be coming towards it as we're leaving it, heading to where they're going. So we'll have to have an alternate path away from the distraction point, or we'll have to have people set up and ready at
So-
another point.
Yeah, and let me say the basically the way that this estate is situated, there's a sort of like dirt. Dirt. It's not really dirt. It's like a fine sand road that's kind of contained by like curbs made of blocked marble, right? So they look a little bit like curbs, but they're actually like these rectangles of marble that are separated maybe about 16 feet apart, that go kind of like a road. Like they basically are the edges of a road going from the main gate about 30 or 40 feet down the lane, and then they become a circle. On one end of the circle, so on the complete opposite end of the main gate, there's the house. On sort of the left hand, if you're facing the house, on the left hand side there's the stable. On the right hand side there's the servants' quarters. So those are basically the three buildings on that main circle. So there's the main house, there's the servants' quarters, and then there's the stables. And then there's a couple of other buildings off of those, like there's sort of like ancillary, like a storage shed, and so there's a couple other buildings that are not attached to those buildings that are sort of in, and that's sort of the main compound. And then basically about a football field away is the off to the left is the side gate, and then basically maybe another football field and a half away is the guard gate right situated by this forest.
All right. So what do you guys think? Should we head out and kind of just go out there and wing it, or what?
Paladins don't wing it.
Yeah, so Corey Bar, the old man, he's the old gnome who's still standing on top of the table, kind of like looking like he occasionally will kneel, but then he stands up, and when he's standing on top of the table, he's probably the same height as Airloser, and Craig, like he's basically about human height standing on the table. And he's like, gentlemen, we don't have a lot of time. You need to go.
I'm like, well, I guess we got to go, but I'm not comfortable with this plan as it is right now. I'm just telling you that.
Paladins are winging it. What's up?
Shut up, halfwit.
Okay, so all right, so we're gonna say, so it takes you guys about 20 minutes to get from where you're at in the so we're gonna say that rather than because to take streets to get from Green Harbor all the way up to Terwillian Gate, like that's probably about an hour and a half walk. But the thing is
and plus people will see us walking too, they could have spies or something that would inform, like, hey, there's like a band of people coming up here.
Well, but the thing is, I mean, there's lots of. I mean, the thing is, again, remember, this is a town filled with adventuring companies and stuff like that of all stripes and all levels of affluence. So the thing is that that wouldn't be at the hour. It would be definitely sort of remarkable, but the thing is that one thing that they actually do have to quickly get goods between the different levels of the mountain, they have these little trams, right? and they're like little tram cars. They're not designed for people, right? The thing is mostly they haul like goods and stuff from between the different levels, heading up and down St. Marn. But Ogrim has said that they've actually secured one of those to get you up there in short order. So basically, what it'll do is it'll get you from your Green Harbor all the way up to Terwillian's Gate, in maybe about 15, 20 minutes.
Sounds good to me.
So what we'll say. So yeah,
let's do it.
So yeah, so you guys head over to, and basically what it does is it kind of follows the locks, like those the things that allow, that allow the boats to basically climb up the mountain. These little tram thing kind of follows those. So you guys head over there and you sneak your way into one, and you find yourself. And the thing is basically these things are operated by like oxen. These oxen are just on these big they're on these like turntables, and the turntables they just walk along the turntables, and that powers the winches that kind of pull these things up and down. So it takes you a good 15, 20 minutes to get up to the top. And then maybe we'll say it takes about maybe 12 minutes to get to the top. There's not a lot of traffic at this time of night, although there is some traffic. And you guys basically sneak your way out, and it looks like the people that you were in it looks like the people that you were in it looks like the people that got you into these trams were actually in collusion with the resistance, or with the rebels. So you guys make your way up there. You get, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna say maybe about half an hour later. So we're gonna say it's maybe about 4:10 in the morning. You guys are, and maybe they might, well, fuck it. We'll say it's about 4:10. However the time works out, we'll say it's about 4:10. You've got about 50 minutes before you start getting the beginning break of dawn.
It's not 4:20.
No, it's not 4:20. That happens in 10 minutes when you guys are blazing. When you guys set the fire, you're like, it's blazing.
Set the fire.
We're blazing.
We're smoking weeds.
So you guys, so we're gonna say that you guys are now situated. So you guys are basically sort of like across the street. So all of Terwillian Gate, all of the like a lot of the streets are all like nicely paved cobblestone, with sidewalks. Like they're like it's the most affluent, the most exclusive, and also the most like well kept part of all of St. Marn, And so you guys are sort of across the street from, and you see that the House Ellerith, they've got the gates, like on the ends of the gates, like kind of where the walls meet the actual gate themselves. There's statues like built into the wall, of these elven god-looking guys, and like one male, one female, and they're like looking out, like this is the House of Ellerith, and there's like this big arch with it's ornate and it's beautiful, and it's like swan's wings and sunrise, sun rays, and it's opulence to the point of almost ridiculous. If it wasn't elven and beautifully wrought, it would be a little bit Las Vegas,
Now you said Ellerith. Do I recognize that name?
Yes, yeah. House Ellerith is one of the main. Is like one of the main noble houses in St. Marn. Yeah. So and they're heavy players.
I had an incident with a Linwin Ellerith years ago.
You did, yes. Yeah. So this is the same house.
Oh, okay. All right. I'm just.
Maybe you could call on Milady.
Do I start having PTSD
Yes. Yeah. You make a Constitution roll, and if you fail, then you spend the remainder of this session huddled in a pool of your own urine.
Oh.
No. Yeah, no. That's those scars have since crusted over enough that
I got an 18.
Yeah. You're fine.
So.
You're like for a moment you look up at that gate and and you just let a little pee out, just a little tiny amount of pee, and then you're like, okay, I'm good to go, guys.
Hey, Paladin, are you okay?
I am now.
Okay.
I always empty my bladder before a mission.
That's a good strategy.
Okay, so the thing is so what are you guys gonna do? So you're looking at the main gate. You could definitely walk around the perimeter, and infiltrate the forest and try to come around that way. But the thing is, you have to move like time is of the essence. So you got to figure out what are you gonna do?
Well, and I'm not particularly stealthy, so I can't move with I think a lot of great speed without attracting attention. I wouldn't think.
Yeah, I mean the thing is you could make a sneak check. I think it's sneak, isn't it? Here, let me check out this.
Or stealth.
Stealth. Is it stealth? Yeah, it's stealth. Where's my stealth skills?
Stealth. I've got a -3.
There you go. All right.
So let me see. Yeah.
You got a -1.
No, I got a 5.
I thought you rolled it. I see. You rolled a 5. Yeah, okay, yeah. So you got a 2.
With a -3 on it, so I got a 2.
Okay, yeah.
So I'm not gonna be very stealthy, guys.
No. In fact, what we'll do is we'll say that you guys, all of you go to move out together, right? And the thing is that and you you're all about to move around to go enter the forest area, and we'll say that you bash you got a shield, right?
Yeah.
We'll say that you bash your shield with a loud clang, just everybody turns and looks at you like, what the fuck, man?
and I say, deception and trickery are not institutions of the Order of Saint Marn.
So this might have to be you, Jay, or Jay and Craig. I mean, the thing is, I guess.
Well, I got a
go
question
ahead.
about that. So I don't have stealth as a skill, but so any of these skills, can we roll against them and we just have a modifier essentially?
Yeah, if you choose it, it adds, I think, right? You just have or actually no, I'm not sure how that works, right?
I've got +10 on stealth.
Ooh.
Yeah, and the thing is, yeah. So even if you roll pretty terribly, Jay's still going to be pretty stealthy. So the thing
unless
is,
he rolls a 1.
yeah. Don't roll any ones. But the thing is, but I know you've got a pretty high dex, don't you? Don't you, Craig? Doesn't everybody have high dex?
Yeah, 16.
Yeah, so that's awesome. So the thing is, so you're already gonna have a pretty big bonus. Just do a stealth check right now. So why don't we?
Okay.
Why don't we have you guys? So why don't we say that you guys have come around through the forest? You've left Airloser. Why don't we say that Airloser, you're kind of waiting on the perimeter, right? While they go in and basically try to take out a guard and capture the other one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right.
And I'll apply the pressure.
So I just did a stealth check.
Yeah.
So I think you can do if you put a point in that skill, it just adds a point to you being able a modifier.
Yes. Yeah.
But
that's correct.
if you don't have that skill, you can still attempt to do things of that skill. You just have no modifier on it.
That's exactly
Oh,
correct.
okay,
And the thing
gotcha.
is, and the idea.
So if
the idea is that basically you get a certain pool skills
Of points.
of skill points every single level. So by the time you hit 3rd or 4th level, if you really were dumping a lot of points in your stealth, even if you didn't have a high dexterity, you could still have if by 4th level you could add a +4 to your stealth rolls. So the things
Okay.
so you can by working on something improve something despite having
Get better.
not having a natural predisposition towards it.
So the skill points basically allow you to improve in an area, but even if you don't have it as like a class skill or something like that, you can still
You're gonna have a
do a
natural-
check again.
Yeah, like
Yeah,
you
'cause you're
can
gonna
you
be-
can still attempt to do a flip or climb or swim or doing that stuff. It's just if you don't have a skill in that, then you're gonna
You
not
have no advantage. You have
Yeah.
no
because
nothing
you
helping.
have your natural some people are just naturally pretty lithe and limber and balanced
Sure.
and dexter, and some people are not, and some people are
Yep.
naturally just very strong and others are not, and so that's
Mm-hmm.
basically what the stats are for. It's funny, like
Okay.
Constitution is not necessarily you being really big and burly. It could be that you're just really healthy. Like you're one of those people that doesn't get sick very easily.
Sure.
So it's
Yeah.
that this is how we can interpret all of the different stats.
Okay. Well, I did my stealth check and I got a 10.
Okay, and Jay, do you do a stealth check, please?
Yes. 10. I've got
The plus
So you
10,
got a
so you got
20.
a 20. All right.
yeah.
Okay, so
Nice.
so you guys, so both of you set out, heading towards this shack. And who's taking the lead?
I'll take the lead.
Okay.
Yeah.
So and what distance is there going to be between the two of you?
I'd say maybe 10 feet, no more than 20 at the most, because
that's perfect. Like I just want to know, were you right on top of each other, or was it a little bit of distance? Because now are you armed? I mean, I know you've got your weapons, but are your weapons out and readied while you're approaching the shack?
yeah, I've got my I'm holding my musket at port arms, but instead of the muzzle forward, I have the butt forward because I'm getting ready to swing it kind of like a club.
Sure.
And I'll need your help with that, Mike, because I haven't looked at like the martial weapons rules or anything like that. I'm just set up for ranged combat.
No, it's just going to be your natural roll with your strength bonus if you have a strength bonus. If you don't, then it's just going to be your roll against the armor class. So,
okay.
And Jay, do you have your weapon drawn?
Yeah.
And is it your rapier or do you have your daggers?
I've got my daggers.
And
Hell yeah.
are you holding them two hand? Are you have two hands with daggers or just one? With
Yeah.
He's got one stuck in his hand and the other one stuck in his foot.
Yeah, okay. And
I mean, they're ready, though.
Yeah, can I get a roll from you to see if you can actually hold those daggers without stabbing yourself repeatedly? No. So let's all right. So we're gonna say that as you make your way up, you actually see. So Jay, you're the first one. So you can see as you're making your way up to this fort, that one of the there's two guards. You can see through a window. You can't really see one of the guards. You can see a helmet and part of a back. The other one is actually. The other one is definitely a female, and the reason why she's definitely a female is because she's out of her armor, and she's kind of like she's like rotating her arm, like she's like it looks like she's like just like stretching out, but she definitely and it looks like the two guards are engaged in conversation, but you can tell that she's fit. That she looks pretty strong, that she seems to be stretching, and she's also like very, very attractive. Like she's elf. She's an elf and she's very attractive. But and that's basically all about all you can tell from this distance. It's not like you can't really make out a ton of details, but it's like you're like, oh, she's, there's a kind of a hot female elf in like in like her under armor, stretching out.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what to make of that, Mike.
Well, I think this is like, you guys, you are committed to your plan, right?
I get Odd's attention. I say, hey, we should grab her.
You notice her like she's like doing this. Are you guys watching the Twitch stream?
Hold on.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
So she's doing this, and then she stops, and she looks like she's like this. This is kind of like what you guys are seeing, or she's actually more like oh no, yeah, she's right. So she's and she goes, and she peers out the window like she's just heard something, and she's like, and so she and she's like, and she motions to the other guard that's standing right here, and she starts grabbing her stuff and starts putting on her armor.
Oh shit.
Well, I've got charisma of 16, and I've got a +6 to bluff. So maybe I could waltz out there and, do a little verbal magic, like, oh, sorry, just, I act like a drunken gnome or something. I don't know. I mean,
that's totally. Do you want to do it? It's up to you, man.
I don't know. What do you think, dude?
Yeah, sure, go for it. What I'll do is I'll hang back and I'll be ready to snipe them, with my musket if things go well. No, that's not going to work because then it's going to alert everybody. I'll be ready to run up in case something goes bad.
Oh, thanks.
Well, because it's more plausible for one person to be lost in the forest than two people.
Right.
Lost
And
in the
also,
forest.
at this time, I'm concealing my daggers. Like,
right.
So I don't know if I need to roll against this, but basically, I want to sneak attack one of them.
Yeah. Okay. And, why don't we say that you have sort of like hidden sheaths for your daggers, maybe on your back or something, like maybe you've got, or maybe they're right here, like you've got your normal sheaths for kind of at the hips, but maybe you've also got some where they
in the small of the back and just like,
where the handles are facing down, so you can just reach out and grab, you can reach and grab, so things like so. So hey Kiyoshi Akira, good to see you, man. Yeah, and we're I'm running a Dungeons and Dragons campaign with some friends of mine. So I would definitely love to talk about that kind of stuff. But I don't want to be distracted, or I don't want to miss a beat from what we, particularly because we're now into some action. But so Odd, so you kind of stumble out like you're playing drunk, or maybe not playing drunk.
Indeed.
Yeah, and you're like, hey, you're like, so give us a sample of like what you do when you walk on out.
So I stumble along and I'm just like, oh, the drunk bastard fucking deserved it, and I'm mumbling to myself, kind of wandering left to right.
Who goes there? Who goes there? Who is?
It is me.
Oh look, it's a little gnome. Oh, it's and like you. So obviously, so it turns out that they're both female elves. They're both maybe about 5'7". Both look pretty. Just by the look of them, they look pretty capable, And the one that was sitting down is the one that kind of runs on out. The other one kind of follows a little bit behind, but she's still kind of like strapping on her like locking in her armor and kind of getting all her stuff together, And so the one that's more
alert.
Yeah, the one that's more like on top of everything. She walks up to you and she's like, and she's like, what are you doing here, little gnome? You're not supposed to be.
I use my my elven. Well, am I part of this elven house yet?
Yeah. So the thing is like, So that's the great thing. So the thing is like, so you speak Elvish. You're part of House Maloreth, right? Yeah. The thing is like, I mean, you could totally bluff and be like, yeah, I just got lost. I'm heading home. The thing is like,
that's my story. I'm gonna be like, dude, I'm the ward of House Malithar, and seems I've lost my way from the pub looking for my estate.
So the first one. So what we'll say is the one you're talking to. She's has dark hair, like it's like a dark brown, but like very like vibrant green eyes, and like all elves is pretty. Is just. I mean, the thing is like kind of like has like a little like glow to her, and of course, like, it has that sort of like the preternatural elven, elven like a beauty, and so she looks at you, and she's like, oh, isn't he cute? Hold on real quick. Let me just get this. Hold on. What was it? So she's like, so she's like, Adwin, isn't this little fella the cutest thing? Oh, and she's like, and what's your name, little man?
I don't know if I should go by Tyro or Odd. Like, I kind of feel like Odd might sell it.
Ladies love the Odd.
Yeah. The name is Tyro, but everybody calls me Odd.
Odd of House Malithar. I'm actually friends with your I guess, is it adopted sister, Raywin?
Oh no!
Yes. Oh fucking hell! This ain't good.
I'm like way far away, and I'm like, great going, guys.
Yeah. We'll say that you're at a distance far, like you can sort of see that they've actually engaged, like they're talking to. You can from where your vantage point, which is probably about 50 yards away, Airloser, you're actually looking out, and you can see that that rather than attacking or anything, they're actually talking to them, or that Odd is actually talking to the two guards. You can't make out the gender of the guards from your distance. You can just tell that they are guards, and that he apparently seems to be talking to them.
and even me, like, even though I'm closer, I'm like, what the shit is going on?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I have no idea what to do here, guys. Well,
we can't really tell you.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're too far away to. I mean, you're either gonna have to, charm. You either have to charm them, or you got to stab them. One or the other.
Yeah. Isn't that your model, Tyrion Lannister? What would Tyrion Lannister do in this circumstance?
I guess I would turn that to my advantage, and I would say, you're exactly the person I'm looking for. Oh. I have a message from Raywin. And although it needs to be told in private, can you come aside with me so I can enlighten you on the good news?
So the female guard that you're talking to goes, oh, in private, huh? And she's like, yeah, and Adwin, he wants to talk to me in private. What do you think of that? And And so the girl, the other guard that kind of got now kind of has all of her armor situated and like it's kind of like, and she's like, as cute as he is, Finran, really, do you have time for this? And we don't even know this. And he says, and how ridiculous could that be that he's saying he has a message from Raywin? He's obviously drunk. He's obviously drunk, and he's obviously up to no good. And
that obvious.
Yeah, and Adwin is like, or not Adwin, Finran. So the one she called Finran, she's like, I know, but look at how cute he is, and I think we spend all of our late evenings here in this place, in this little hellhole shitty shack here. Can't we just have a little bit of fun? I think we can have a little bit of fun, right? Don't you think?
Odd, I say you just plant one right on her. Just plant one right on her, dude.
I tried to. I keep coaxing her, and I'm just.
I start singing like Sebastian from Little Mermaid, like "Kiss the
girl."
Yeah.
La 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 la. Don't look now.
Sure. Maybe I grab her hand and plant a kiss.
Oh yeah. Well, okay, hold on. Well, so the thing is, so she's, you're probably 3 feet tall, 3.5 feet tall, and so she's probably 5'7". I thought
I was taller than that, but anyway.
How tall do you think you were? As a gnome?
I don't know.
As a gnome?
You're right in view to kiss some other lips.
Oh, damn.
Oh my god.
Okay.
No. All right. So the thing is, yeah. So the thing is, all
so
right,
yeah.
So, but you could.
I grab
she's
her hand
obviously on one level flirting and being silly, but also you can tell like on another level your read. Or here, make a wisdom roll. Make a wisdom roll.
Oh.
Okay. All right. Hold on. Okay, my wisdom is. Oh, it's only 10. Oops.
Okay, well, yeah, well then roll 1d10. You don't get any modifiers, which is fine. Just no, not 1d10. Roll 1d20. Sorry.
No.
11. No. That 11's perfect. 11's perfect because it's a pretty easy. It was a difficulty 10 task. So the thing is like so you get the general impression that basically you're dealing with two guards that are like late night guards, elven guard they don't like this post, and that they're both kind of bored out of their minds, and that they're just having fun with you because you are something to break up the monotony of sitting in this little shack, And
I'll be like, come on, ladies, I've got booze or whatever. I'm trying to lure her away.
Do you have booze on you? Would you have booze on you? I mean, I could see that. I could see that for your character particularly. Like, I could see you have booze on you.
Yeah, maybe I'll pull out a bottle of wine.
Well, I would think it would be like a flask or something, right? It would probably be hard liquor.
Yeah, let's do it.
You wouldn't have a bottle of wine on you on a mission, but certainly I could see you having a flask of something.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, that works.
Okay, so you proffer that. You're like I've got some libations.
Yeah, and I'm like, to calm your nerves when I give you the big news.
She actually buckles. She buckles from laughter. She's like, "That's what you call it, the big news." Huh?
It's the big news.
She's like, oh my, the big news. I'm going to be getting the big news.
That's right. So
her partner is like, her partner starts cracking up as well, and they're like, all right, well, she's like, you know what, let's get out of the cold, or because it's at 4 o'clock in the morning. It's probably about 45, 48 degrees, so it is kind of chilly. So she's like, come Odd, we'll get you back. We'll get you back to your house after we've had our way with you. Come in and join us in our little hut here. and bring your libations.
Oh, well, I was trying to sneak her into the woods so he could headbutt her and knock her out.
Okay, so yeah,
Like-
all right. So then you have to tell,
So-
you have to be like, no, I have to tell you in the woods. Like, what do you say? What do you say when she's like, she's trying to get you to go?
Cause yeah, I mean, there's no way, like me and two like female guards, I don't know, like there's no way I could handle that. That's why I was trying to lure her away into the woods. I don't know. I either need to roll with it and just go inside and figure up a game plan from. Let's do that. Let's go inside and figure out a game plan from there.
All right. So that's what you're gonna. All right, so you guys are gonna go. So Craig, you're watching this exchange from maybe 15, 20 yards away, and you see Odd go in the shack with the two elves. All right. Now, and then
I'm watching from how I'm watching them from like 40 feet away.
Yeah, it's like,
So, like
40 yards away. So it's like think about looking at a football field. You can see the activity because of the light. Like it's pretty dim lights, but you can see the activity. You can see that they're
So
meeting.
I like-
there's something going on. There's
I stick my
transpiring.
fingers in my mouth and like make a whistle, and to try to get William Cuddy's attention.
Okay. All right. So in the well, hold on. Let me make some rolls real quick. Let me just do this because there's the possibility that fumbles could happen, and if that happens. Okay, so that's not a fumble, and okay, so Jay, as you are, here I didn't show I should have showed the rolls. I'm gonna roll again because I want everybody that's watching on the to see the rolls. So I'm gonna roll again. So those rolls didn't occur. So there's a 16, and there's a 3. All right, so regardless, one of them still got it. So the thing is that so Jay, as you go into the into this little kind of like hut, you hear. Oh no, well yeah, we're just gonna say you hear it because you're kind of on your guard anyway. You hear a whistle from outside. The girl that you're with, like what's her name, Finrin, the one that you were the one that was like kind of actively flirting with you. She didn't hear it, but Adwin, who is kind of coming up behind, stops and goes, "Hold on."
Oh.
Are you? And she turns, she points at you, and she's like, "Are you alone? Were you traveling with anybody?"
Just traveling with my flask.
There might be. She turns to Finra and she's like, "There might be somebody outside. I think we should check it out."
Oh man. Oh, I wish he hadn't have done that because
I
didn't
think they could hear me. I was like, I thought I was far enough away that, I was just trying to get William's attention.
Yeah, and that's they did, and that's why I had them both make perception checks. And the thing is just that like, and the 16 got it. So because they also had
All right,
some
sorry guys.
advantages.
Oh,
Like, change your plans.
Yeah. No. It's that's the way the game. That's the way the game's
use
played.
your
that's how it
charisma.
goes. Now
Use
I'm
your
trying
charisma
to.
check.
Now while this is all going on, like I see Jay go in the shack, and I'm like, okay, so I try to move up, move up to where the shack is, kind of, maybe, try to bust in on him or something like that, haha, I got you,
So yeah, when they hear this, like, what do they do? Like, they just turn it. We're still outside, or are we inside?
Admin, so hold on. So Finrin, the one that was kind of flirting with you, so she's like, it's nothing, Adwin. How many times there's nothing happens here? Nothing. No. She's like, there's nothing happens here. There's not a single ever at any moment. There's nothing that happens. Like she's like it's And Finran's like, but I heard a whistle. I know I heard someone. It sounded like a whistle. We should at least check it out before you do whatever you're gonna do with this gnome. Let's just check it out. You know? and Finran's like,
This
Adwin.
gnome is big news.
Yeah, Adwin. Yeah. She's like, Adwin, he needs to deliver to me his big news. Are you going to try to prevent me from experiencing his big news? Is that what you're saying? and Adwin. All right, whatever. It's we're fine. Whatever. Let's give me the flask. And so she's like, so she reaches out to you and is like, give me the flask.
All right, so I hand her the flask.
Okay, good. Yeah, so Adwin takes
Okay,
a
now
big...
did William hear that? The whistle?
What's that? Oh yeah.
I should do a perception, right, to see if I heard.
Yeah, make a perception with a +5 because you're already kind of like hyper keyed, like you're because you're expecting a signal.
Yeah, because I'm expecting something to happen. Yeah. Okay, perception. Here we go. Boom.
So yeah, you got it because you got a 17 so you got a 22 on that check. So
okay, so while I'm moving, I hear the whistle and I kind of stop and look back to where Erlosur is.
Yeah.
So I put my hands in the air like in a shrugging motion, and I mouth as best as I can so he can see it. What the fuck?
Well, yeah, no, yeah. Okay, so you can't. You guys are pretty. There's still probably 30 yards between the two of you. So the thing is like so mouthing something in the dark is probably
it's impossible.
Yeah. It's probably not possible. But you could.
But I see the shrug. I see the shrug, and I kind of do a shrug back, like I don't know.
So I make a gesture. I'm like I point to myself, and then I point like to the shack. Like, do I need to come up there?
Yeah, I kind of motion him to move up, but kind of do like, hands, kind of going down like slowly, like don't rush up here. We know you're not very stealthy.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, yeah. All right. So so why don't we get you making another stealth check.
All right. Let me try stealth with my -3. Boom.
What was the roll?
It was a 19 with a -3, so I got a 16.
Oh, awesome. Awesome. Yeah, dude, you totally fucking pulled it off. Look at that 19. Yeah. That's crazy. So yeah. So you still, and the thing is but you actually, I would have actually eliminated that -3 because Jay is doing a pretty decent job of keeping them distracted. So
yeah. So that kind of gives me an advantage.
Yes. So yeah. All right. So yeah. So all right, oh wait, what am I doing? That's the wrong thing.
So I'd start moving closer, and I make nary a noise.
Oh yeah. Well, you make some noise, but not noise. That
make nary a noise.
Yeah. you make nary a noise.
We call that the nary.
Yeah, nary. He made a nary noise, and all through the house was nary noise. Yeah. So all right. So you guys. So all right, so Jay, yes, the thing is, so Finran, she grabs a flask from Adwin, she takes a big swig of it, and then she grabs you and literally picks you up, and puts you on her knee. She unless you try so this is what she's trying to do. She's trying to grab you and she's gonna try to forcibly grab you. How do you react to that?
Hey, I go with it.
Okay.
The ladies like the short man.
Good. Yeah. So she scoops you up. She scoops you up like a 9-year-old kid and puts you on her knee, And she's like, "Isn't he the cutest thing ever? What a little darling." Because you've got a 16 charisma, right?
Yes, I do.
Okay, awesome. Boxhead Man just is hosting our D&D kit session. He just brought in 101 viewers, and all right. Hey everybody, we're playing Dungeons and Dragons, quite possibly the most exciting thing of the planet Earth. How you doing? So right now, let me give you guys a little recap of what's happening. There's a Boxhead Man Fleshlight Scum Raid is happening right now. The Fleshlight Scum Raid, huh? Oh, well, that's good. That's excellent because right now we've got two hot elven guards that are accosting our little gnome. We have a little male gnome who with a high charisma. So he's a good-looking little little gnome.
I thought that was the name of our mission too. Wasn't our mission called the Fleshlight Scum Raid?
It is. Yes, that's exactly. So
yeah, you might have to rename this episode.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Alas, the Check Bear in TGW. I don't have the magic that Boxhead does. I don't have the cojones that he does either. The cojones that he does either to do a shirtless stream. But So right now, what's on the what's on the Boxer? That's a very, very crazy move. What is the? Where's the? Hold on, let me see. So Geek Brow. Cajones. I know cajones. I don't know the cajones. Hey, String Lord, how you doing, man? So thank you, Boxhead. You're a madman, and why you would bring your group of madmen to this show is what can I do? There's nothing I can't break out into song. I can't. We're in the middle of a story. Hello, good to see everybody. Awesome. Yeah. Oh yeah. Absolutely, String Lord. Absolutely, man. No, yeah, that's when it says on the thing, D&D. I'm actually playing D&D. My Wednesday nights are D&D. All right,
let's do this.
Here's the thing. So the thing is, they're in a little guard shack. They're in a little guard shack with two hot. So one guy, this little gnome, is in a guard shack with two hot elven guards. One of the elven guards, who's been sitting there bored all night at 4:00 in the morning, is like, "Look at this cute little guy. Oh, he's so great." And so the cute little guy says, "Hey, I have to give you some big news." And she's like, "Oh, he's gonna give me his big news." And so that's where we're at right now. So, so she's like, the other friend, so Adwin is like, "Well, give me the flask then." And so she takes the flask and she takes another big swig. At which point, Finrin is like now kind of like seriously, kind of like getting very kind of like she's kind of like groping you, like just kind of like checking you out, Jay. No, so now all the while, what
do I have any idea what's going on with Craig and
you don't. And the thing is, like, so that's what I'm wondering. What are you guys doing? You guys are often like, you guys are on the perimeter. So Craig is about 15 yards away, and Jeff is about 40 yards away.
Yeah. So what I was thinking is
no. Jeff's moved his way up. So now.
Yep.
Now the two of you are about 15 yards away. You can see in the window. You can see just the top. Just the top of Odd's head because he's a gnome, but he's sitting on her lap, and you can see her. She's like playing with his hair and just doting on him, and like it hasn't moved anything like like overtly sexual, over the top, anything weird. But the thing is, like, but you can definitely tell that she's just having kind of the time of her life with her new like little pet gnome, you know.
Her little buddy
Yeah,
in his
yeah.
good news.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah,
I mean, what I'm
full of
thinking
knives.
is, try it. Well, I mean, this is a distraction. We didn't, regardless of what's actually going on or whatever, it's a distraction. So what I'm thinking is we try to, we sneak up to the shack and we try to capture both of these sentries, and proceed with the plan, because we still have to, we still have all this, we still have somebody to rescue and everything like that.
No, that makes perfect sense.
So-
So are you guys going to try to snake date King Donald Trump? How you doing, man? This is the weirdest. This is hilarious. So really, truthfully, Erloser, if he tries to do that, unless he rolls ridiculously well like he just did, there's a good chance he's going to give you guys up, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna alert somebody.
So, but because you're about one round of movement away, because you're about 10 yards, 30 feet.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, you're about one round of movement away. So Craig, you could try to sneak up if you guys engage, and then he could, and then Erloser could just hoof it and try to get over there.
Yeah, because if I try to like come around the corner and pop in the shack, they're going to see me. So the jig's going to be up. And at that point, then Erloser can run up and, so.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking.
Okay. So you're going to try to sneak up?
Yes.
Okay. Why don't, Jay, why don't you make a perception roll? Here, so I'm going to switch this to the dice. Why don't you make a perception roll, and let's see if you can actually detect the fact that these guys are, because you know they're out there. So let's see if you're aware of them of Craig moving up.
Okay, my perception is +6 to wisdom, which is 10, so 16. Oh shit!
Hey, awesome,
Mommy.
dude.
Wait, is that good? Going over?
17 is awesome.
Yeah, you got
great.
over.
Yeah, you got a +6 on that. So
Yeah, you got a 23, man. It's fucking awesome.
Yep.
That's great.
Sweet.
Awesome. Well, all right. So you are paying attention. Like, you're paying attention to the window, and hold on, give me a second. And so you guys are paying attention to the window, and so you see Craig making his way up. So Craig, it's all gonna be you. It's all gonna be you. So go ahead and make your stealth roll and see if you can.
I was
get
gonna
up
say,
here.
as he's doing that, I'm approaching behind still, or or am I?
No.
The guards back are to the window. The guards haven't noticed you.
Yeah. Well, no, one of the guards is the guard that's kind of doting on you, Jay. She's kind of like adjacent to the window. Like, if she were just to turn her head, she could definitely see out the window. She's just not, because she's enamored with her new plaything, And then Adwin, the other guard, is busy polishing off your flask.
Okay.
Oh yeah,
All
because
right.
it's a little elven flask.
Yeah,
We're calling it his flask now.
What's that?
Hey.
She's polishing off his flask.
Yes. She is polishing off his flask. She's put her mouth around his flask and she is polishing it off. Waka waka.
And just because I'm short and have small hands, that doesn't mean anything.
His non-flaccid flask.
Jeez.
Okay. So make a stealth roll. It's gonna be a contested roll. So make a stealth roll,
right.
Craig, and they're gonna make a
Here we
perception
go.
roll.
I was gonna say, like, if I'm still approaching behind, can I like
14.
ready my sword, because I see William entering the shed, or trying to enter the shed? Can I, or do we want to just handle that after
So just point out for those watching in chat, I rolled I think it was a 4 and a 2. So
A
So
3 and a 2.
or 3 and a 3 and a 2. So the two guards are not. And they actually had a minus to their perception check because they were now getting inebriated
Drinking.
and B have a cute gnome in their room.
Dad, they've got me, this glorious bastard, right here.
yeah. They certainly
Yeah.
do. All right, so break the keyboard on stream. My keyboard? I need my keyboard, man. Break the keyboard on stream. Are you Are you insane? Are you insane? So you guys. So
I rolled a 14.
Yeah, and it was contested. So you actually made it. You've made it. You're now positioned right outside the door. And Adwin is watching. Adwin is watching Finran and Jay. So Finran is the one with Jay on her lap. Adwin has her back to you and her back to the door because she's watching the two of them. So the thing is like so. Yeah. Oh, break this keyboard. Oh no, fuck no. And I use it all the time, man. I use it all the time. I use it in recording. And keyboard is ultra cool. Keyboard is so cool. It's so cool that you can keep a side of beef in it.
No, I don't think you understand, Mike. This is King Donald Trump talking.
I know. Yeah, I know.
You know, so just be aware of that.
That was I just if you guys didn't recognize that I stole that from Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah. Anyway. What did we? Okay, all right. So, and you're saying King Donald Trump that I don't like sausage? Well, come on, dude. Really? Sausage is delicious. like breakfast sausage, like some eggs.
Fucking love sausage.
Yeah, man. Fucking dice that shit up.
Every once in a while, I have a whole party with sausage.
Yeah. I fucking space dock the shit out of sausage. Wait, oh no, shit. All right. Okay, so what were you saying? What are you gonna do, Craig?
Basically what I'm going to try to do is, so since I'm right outside the door and there's one, with her back turned to me, I think I'm just going to like pivot around into the door and kind of take the butt of my musket and just kind of whack her on the head.
Okay. So
I don't know. I don't, honestly, when I see Craig outside the window, like,
you're like,
I know
no.
that.
Yeah,
He's like, wait.
I'm about to hook up with some beautiful elf. Don't fuck this up for me, man.
No. Well, yeah, that crossed my mind, but the thing is like I know that I need to do some sort of big distraction.
Yeah.
To help him. Get the upper hand on these women. I guess I'm on the one lady's lap, right? And the other one is drinking the flask, correct?
Yep.
Okay. I go ahead and I just motorboat, the one I'm sitting on.
Wait. Are there motorboats in Corman? I would say he more like windmills or.
Okay. Yeah. That's right. So, but yeah. All right. So things like so. All right. So okay. But I get what you're saying. So things like all right. So yeah. So you just say fuck it. Here, let's do this shit. And so all right. So.
I just create the biggest ruckus.
So Finran just starts like she shrieks out like what the fuck, like but she's like she's laughing and she's kind of losing her shit at how funny it is. And Adwin actually spits out, like she does a little spit take and like actually loses a bit of the. But the thing is, and then she starts bowling over laughing. So things like, so you've definitely caught these both of these guards flat-footed, Craig. So go ahead. So I need everybody to make initiative rolls. So hold on, let's do this because we're now entering combat. So let's everybody. So please keep an eye. Well, fuck it doesn't matter. I'm gonna do this. So that's 9 for one of them and 8 for the other. Okay, so you guys make.
So I've got my initiative is 3. So does that mean? What does that mean?
You add 3. You add so roll a 20-sided die and add 3.
Okay. All right. Here we go.
And give me just 1 second. I just need to look at this.
Now, why is my initiative 13.03?
What?
Like, that's weird. Yeah, I hit the initiative roll button, and it came up as 13.
I have no maybe because it in case somebody else also rolls a 13, it basically lets you know who gets the lead. I don't know exactly where the math in that comes in, but it's fine because no one else rolled a 13.
Okay.
Where's the initiative bonus for these guys? Oh, there we go. Okay, great. Hold on. So I'm just making some. What were your guys's? What was your initiatives?
Mine was 3.
But you have a bonus to your initiative. What's your dex? What's your dex bonus?
Oh, my dex is 16 plus 3.
Plus
Did
3.
you roll your initiative?
Yeah, I thought you rolled your initiative and got a 4.
No, you got a 12 with plus 3 would be a 15.
Oh, he got a 15. Jay, you got a 15.
Yeah.
Jay.
Okay.
Jesus.
I rolled the 4. I rolled
You
a 5.
rolled the 4. I'm sorry.
I've got
And you got a
minus
minus
1. Yeah,
Gotcha.
I've
Okay,
got
so Erlos is going last, and then Craig, what's yours? What'd you roll?
13, I guess.
Okay, great, good, perfect. So it's gonna be Jay's going first, Craig's going second. All right. So what we'll do is we'll say Jay that your action was actually to motorboat Finran.
Okay, that works.
Yeah.
There's worse actions out there.
Yeah. Let's have you make a hit roll though, just to, just to see if she just to see it's not an attack roll, but to see if you successful. What I'm thinking is if you actually do end up motorboating her. The thing is, it'll be so surprising it'll create a little negative to some of her next rolls, subsequent rolls. So
right. So D20 then.
Yeah.
13.
13. What's your? You're not gonna. Yeah. I'll give you your dex bonus. What's your dex bonus?
My bonus is plus 3. Yeah.
So what was your total?
16.
16, and the armor. Let me just check this armor class. Where is it? Okay, yeah. All right, so you were successful. There you go. All right, so okay, good. So she has a little minor negative just out of surprise, So Craig,
successfully motorboating at this moment. That's awesome.
Yeah,
You're successfully windmilling.
Yeah. All right, so Craig, go ahead and make an attack roll with your weapon.
Now, do you want me to just do 1d20 then, since I'm using it as a club and not as an actual firearm?
That's exactly right. You're going to be rolling a 1d20,
okay.
And
1d20.
you need to get over a 14, and you're going to only be able to use your strength bonus if you have a strength bonus.
Okay, well let me do the roll first.
Actually, but her armor class is going to be what was that? What'd you roll?
16.
Oh, awesome! Because her armor class is also going to be diminished a bit because you've got her flat footed. She can't use her dex. She can't use her dex bonus. So you hit her. So it's gonna be like a quarter staff. So roll 1d6. Roll 1d6 damage.
Okay. 1d6.
And then let me see, what is their HP is 12.
That's a 5.
Okay. I'm gonna make a Constitution roll for her. It's a blunt weapon. It's on the head. If she doesn't make this 9. Okay, so I'm gonna say that you successfully knocked her out.
Yes.
That you basically hit her hard enough, did enough damage in one blow to knock her out. So
2 birds, 1 stone.
Okay.
Motorboating and knocking out.
Yeah.
Yes.
So and I'm gonna say that basically the Finrin is so shocked and surprised by being motorboated by a little gnome that's sitting on it, like that she's not that it's gonna take her until next round to get a real read on what's going on, which would give you, Airloser, enough time to get from where you're hiding to the actual little shack.
Okay.
So that's
so I do that, or can I attack as well?
no, you can't attack. You can. Oh no. No, yeah. The thing is just I'm gonna say that you can only get to the doorway in that 6 seconds. You know.
Because I was gonna ready my sword.
Okay. Yeah.
While I was doing that, but I'm just going to. I don't know if there's a special way I need to hold it, but I don't think we want to. We're trying to knock these people out or trying to capture them, right? So I'm just gonna try to hilt, use the hilt to blunt hit them instead of.
Yes. Well, hold on real quick. So you've knocked one of them out. You've got another one that's still like. Did you want to knock both of them out, or did you want to interrogate one of them?
Oh, I don't know. That was I wasn't sure what the plan was. I'm flying blind here.
Yeah. No. See. Yeah. No.
I thought you guys. I thought the group decision that you guys had come up with before was to get one of them. Was to capture one of them, knock one of them out, capture the other one.
So I'm running in with my hilt ready to knock somebody out, and I see that William has already knocked somebody out.
Yeah. Okay.
So I don't know. So at this point, if that's my turn, that's my turn. I don't know what else I'm going to do next, but I'll figure that out when my initiative comes back up after I see what everybody else is doing, I guess.
Yeah. Awesome. All right. Great.
I'm gonna go with the flow of the combat.
Yeah. So Craig is in the room, has just knocked. You appear right in the doorway, and you both see. So you, Airloser, you see a knocked out female elven guard in front of Craig, and Craig's standing there with his musket kind of held like a samurai sword, katana, you know, and then just beyond him you see Odd just fucking motorboating this elven guard. The thing is it now of course she's got armor on, and she's kind of decked out like as a guard, you know. But the thing is but she's so surprised that Jay has just shoved his face in between her tits and is going at it. That she's just laughing and shock and surprise. That's exactly the scene that you see. Finrin opens her eyes and she sees Craig there with standing there, and so she yells out. She doesn't yell out extremely loud, but she yells out. She starts in an exclamation of "Oh my God!" You know. And we're gonna start. We're gonna start the next round. So now it's you, Jay. What do you do?
Oh, I pull out my knives from the back, the small of my back, and I put them up to her neck, and I say, "If you want to live, you'll speak." You'll speak? Well, you'll talk.
Okay.
You'll tell us what we want to know.
You whip out your knife and you press it against her neck. Okay. So the thing is okay. So is anybody else going to do anything this round? If so, Craig. So Jay, you managed to do that. You've got your dagger up to her throat. Craig, what are you going to do?
What I was going to do is I was just going to whip my musket around and point it at her, ready to shoot, just to be intimidating.
Okay. All right.
But not really take any other action.
Okay. And then Jeff, what are you doing?
I'm going to ready my sword with the sharp end.
Okay.
Up.
All right. Okay.
Pointing.
Right. So you're losing the hilt.
I also no, I want to actually have the I'm going to point my sword at her, basically, not just the hilt. Now that we've knocked one out and captured one, I'm gonna apply pressure.
Okay. So Finran.
I'm gonna threaten her.
Yeah. So all right. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna arrest combat. So that was just that one round of combat. We're gonna arrest combat, and so now we're gonna go back into like sort of like role playing mode.
Story mode.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so she's got, so even though Jay's got his dagger up to her throat, she looks at you, Craig, and she's like, if you've hurt Edwin in any way, I will kill you. I will hunt you down. I will kill you. I will kill your family. I will kill your family's friends. I will kill you.
Oh, she's talking about her friend that I knocked out.
Yeah.
I'm like, nah, she's okay.
Oh, okay. So that's your response, right? So
So I'll expand on that. I kind of, while keeping a bead on her with my gun, I just kneel down and I kind of check, she's got a pulse and breathing and stuff like that.
Yeah. No, do you have medical skills? Do you have medicine?
Let's check. I don't remember off the top of my head.
If you don't, you could just check her breathing. That kind of thing.
Yeah, just basic. I have survival. I don't think that really counts though.
Okay. Yeah. No.
In this, that's more for like surviving in the wilderness or something.
That's more
I don't have any
fires and traps and knowing what plants are dangerous and what plants are not. Like that kind of thing. All right. So that's good. So you reach down and you're like, she's still breathing. And she's. And
well, I was gonna say I have healing. So
okay.
Maybe
you're right. Good.
Or
yeah,
so
healing is the skill. Here's the skill that I meant. I'm not medicine. Healing is a skill. So.
Oh, okay.
So
yeah, I don't have any heal.
Okay. What I would say is I check on her and I say she's fine. Well, is she? I don't know if she is, but
she's been knocked out. She's lost about half her hit points. So when from my read, if you're hit with a blunt instrument on the head that takes out half your hit points or more, then you have to make a Constitution save, or you're knocked out. The thing is that might be a house rule. That might be that was at some point in time that was a rule in D&D. If it's still a rule, I don't know. I don't if it's a rule in Pathfinder. I don't know. But it makes perfect sense to me. Like if you take significant amount of trauma from a blunt instrument to the head all in one go, there's gonna be a chance that it's gonna knock you out. And she's just wrapping a roll.
Yeah.
So I check on her and I say, she'll be fine. She's just resting. You should be more concerned about your own life at this point.
Yeah.
And I tell that to her.
Okay, and she's like, okay, little gnome. We were gonna have so much fun together. I can't believe you'd throw that away.
I need to know about the person that you're holding hostage in this building.
Really? Is this? Oh, are you with the? Really? Is this what this is about? Is this really?
What is anything about? Of course, it's about it.
Well, tell
me where they're keeping the girl.
In the stables, of course. I mean, we wouldn't bring riffraff like that into the house.
I ain't buying that for shit, and so I apply pressure and.
Okay. Oh yeah, yeah. So she's like, I'm telling you, in the stables. Why would I lie about something? I'm a third string god here in House Ellereth.
Third string? That's not so good.
Yeah. She's like, she's like,
I'm not even supposed to be here today.
I'm part of the practice squad. Like,
That's effectively what she conveys. She's like, look, I'm part of the relief. I'm not. I work long and terrible hours. I'm not given my due. I'm a member of the House Ellereth. But through my mother's side, and we're cousins 4 times removed. The thing is I'm
okay. Tell us the best way to get into the building, into the house.
Why would you? I'm telling you, she's being kept in the stables. The woman you're looking for is being kept in the stables, and she has, and certainly Lord Ellerith is interrogating her, and he's probably using. Well, he's probably using his poisons to be.
I
totally
punch you
honest.
in the face. I'm just like, I'm tired of you talking.
You punch her in the face.
So,
Yeah.
well, can we
punch her in the face.
do?
Okay,
Can we do like a? Can we tell if she's telling the truth? Can we like do
you can go ahead and make a perception check.
like a
Yeah, I have
perception check
yeah.
or something to see if she's telling the truth?
Yeah. Well,
Yeah,
no,
I have
all-
a person.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. No. Yeah. So what we're gonna do is all of these three actions are gonna be happening sort of simultaneously. So Jay, you roll to punch her in the face. The other two guys roll for perception checks.
Okay.
All right, so I'm rolling a d20, right?
Yep.
Oh,
Hey.
crit!
Nice. And
16.
okay. And then And then William got it. So
What'd you get?
So yeah, all right, so yeah, so the thing is like yeah, so Airlos are so yeah, so you actually pick up that she's that so both of you guys are 100% certain that she's telling the truth. You can tell that she's 100% certain that like so Airloser notices because he just got a critical. He actually gets a sense that she's pretty resentful of her family. She definitely like if you had approached this in a different way, she might have actually just given up this information just by making some like just talking to her, you know, because
she's pretty resentful.
Yeah, she's pretty resentful of this family and the way they've treated her and her family. So the things. So
this is what I love. This is what I love about role playing games. Is like there's so many different ways that we could have done this, you know. But now we're stuck.
Yeah. No, yeah. So the thing is like so. But so you guys, right as you guys have these realizations, Jay socks her in the face. So Jay,
and I'm like,
Jay, roll 1d4 minus 1 damage. Oh no. What's your?
He rolled a 16.
You rolled a 16, but what's your strength? What's your strength modifier, Jay?
I have no mod. My strength is 10.
Okay. Oh, all right. So yeah. So you hit her. Now, but you're a gnome, so roll 1d4 minus 1.
0.
No. So that you always do it. You always do at least 1 point of damage. So yeah. So
I slapped her, like basically, like.
So I say like, dude, man, stop it. I'm like positive she's telling the truth.
It's like, yeah, she's telling the truth, bro. Like we both concur on this.
All right, I back off. I guess I climb off her lap.
Yeah, and she looks at you. She looks at you like So yeah, you punch her and she looks at you. So you slap her and she's like she's got a red face and she looks at you like she can't believe that you would do that.
Yeah,
she
incredulous.
She looks at you like you're basically like we're her boyfriend and you would never once hit her ever at all and you just hit her. Like she was like this what the fuck, man? We were just about to have sex kind of thing, you know?
Yeah.
And she's like I want nothing to do with your big news now.
You're lost, my lady.
Yeah.
Or your non-flaccid flask.
Yeah, you're non-flaccid flask. All right, give me a second. I'm gonna run downstairs and grab a beer real quick. Give me just 1 second. You guys talk amongst yourselves.
Yep. All right. So
how do you guys like this more like imaginary type, role playing rather than having a map?
I'm having trouble keeping up with what's where and what's going on.
Well, also it's a bit unfortunate because you got kind of left behind.
Yeah.
At the beginning of the mission, and you just show up and it ends.
Yeah. Because you're not as stealthy. The thing is, it's awesome you made the checks that you made. And like.
Yeah.
But yeah, so the thing is that you should definitely. So the thing is that because we are kind of we've got about 55 minutes left in the session. So but we can complete this. We can complete this thing if we stay on the ball. So
I was gonna say. So the next thing we want to do is we probably want to. I don't know what we're in. It's like a little guard shack or a little shed or.
Yeah. I mean, it's actually pretty well appointed. It's probably about. It's probably about 14 feet by 14 feet. There's like a little double, like a little double. What do they call it? Like a little bunk bed. There's like little kind of like wardrobe kind of like they look more like lockers, but they're made of wood, you know, and they're like of course they're like elven, so they're like kind of, you know, carved and with scrolls and like, you know, like they look beautiful and walnuts, you know, inlaid with, you know, whatever.
Is there any rope around? Do we have rope? Did we bring rope?
I'm wondering if we can like turn the guard to be on our side, because your perception,
I don't know. You already punched her in the face.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, she's pissed at me, but your perception said that she's done with all this, and she, you know, is tired of, you know.
I haven't told you that yet, but yeah.
Well, but all right. Well, then I'll just shut the hell up.
No. Well, I was gonna say, like, we probably want to tie these guards up, even the one that's unconscious, because she could wake up. I don't know if we probably want to gag them so that they can't scream and alert for other people. But Jay is right. I don't know. Okay.
So you guys,
would my critical perception have told me that her hatred for her family and her position here is enough to get her to turn to our side?
The thing is that you wouldn't have been able to get that from that one roll. The thing is that you could just definitely tell that she was harboring some serious bitterness regarding the family, you know. And the thing is, it's like the only way you could really pull out to what degree would be through, you know, through either continued role playing and conversation or through continued perception checks. Okay. I usually prefer the actual role playing to the perception checks, but you know.
I will say, I sense that you. I'm talking to her. I sense that you. What am I trying to say?
Like, do you want a way out of this life?
I sense that you are harboring some deep-seated feelings towards your place and position here.
And I say, come with us if you want to live.
Like, would you like to get even?
So she looks at, like, so you guys, and Craig, do you actually say that? Do you come with us if you want to live?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so the thing is, she looks like she's like.
No, you don't say. You say.
She looks at all three of you, right? So she looks over at Jay, who's still sitting on her lap, you know, and she looks at the three of you, and she's like, "You have not thought this out very well, have you?"
Wait. So I didn't. I thought I.
She's like this. You have no plan. And what I'm telling you is, look. The thing is I promise you, like, you can just take me with you if you want. Keep the dagger at my throat, but the woman you're looking for, you were talking about the rebel spy that was actually actively trying to sabotage the plans that we've been putting in place for the past year regarding the war efforts. Yes, and so we've captured her. They're interrogating her right now. I'm telling you. The person who's interrogating her is the Lord and Lady of House Elizabeth right now. How is it that they've sent you? How could it be that they sent the three of you if you get like?
We have a particular set of skills.
Oh yes, of course you do. Yes, of course. That makes perfect sense.
We got big news too.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Well, how about this? Why don't you let me tend to my friend here? And I promise you on my I don't know what word I can give you. The thing is I give not one fig for this. This is how I support my family. This is how I support my mother. I care not one whit for House Ellerith. That's why I'm telling you where he's being kept, where she's being kept, and that's why I'm telling you who she's with.
Yeah,
now,
where is she and who is she with?
Well, she already told us that.
She said she's in the stables, and she said
she's in the stable with the Lord and the Lady.
The Lord and Lady of House Ellerith, and they probably.
Are you not listening?
No, I never bought it. I think, why would they keep her in the stable?
that my perception is saying she's 100%.
She's on the up and up.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
So
Typical Jay. I mean,
so can I roll
odd.
a perception check against what she just said? Or
Yeah.
okay, so I'm gonna do that. We probably all need to do that.
Yes.
Just in case I fail. So yeah, I got a crit failure.
Yeah.
Let me. Here we go.
Okay.
I got a 15.
Jay. Odd Tyro.
Yeah, no, I'm doing
What's
it
your
right.
perception?
Oh, wait, hold on. We should be doing. I should be doing this. Okay, there we go. Sorry about that. For people that watching the stream, I forgot to have it on the dice. But go ahead.
My perception is +6, and my wisdom is 10.
Well, the +6 is all you need.
18. You got 24.
So you got 24. Okay.
All right. So this is where the role playing is going to have to come in, right? Because the thing is that like, so Erlo, so you're 100% certain that she's hiding something, and that is probably not good, and that yeah, she's hiding something that is probably not good, and that it might spell the doom and ruination of all of you. Like that. That's your impression. Like that there's
Yeah.
And then Craig, what was your roll?
15.
15. Okay, yeah. So the thing is, so you still again feel like she's just telling the truth. You think that she's pretty much that what she's saying, like you're getting the read that she's literally the midnight to 6 a.m. guard.
Yeah, 6 in the morning guard.
Yeah. Who hates her gig, you know? And Jay, you get the impression that you could actually probably correct this thing and still get it on with her, you know, with just a little bit of massaging.
Okay.
So I say I don't trust her. Let's find a way to tie them up and gag them and leave them here while we complete this mission.
Okay. I turn to her and I say, "I'm sorry, baby. I didn't mean to do that. Like I love you so much.
You know how I get.
Like, I've been drinking the flask all night. It's
You just make me so mad
It's
sometimes.
the booze talking. It's not you, sweetheart.
Yeah.
it's like I just got really frustrated, but I enjoy your company, and you're my baby. All right, I love you.
And I'm already walking out the door to head to the stable.
Okay. All right. So you just turned around.
And I turned to William and I'm like, so we're just gonna leave them here and let them alert the other guards to us?
And I say, by the time we go and rescue what's her face, I don't remember her name anymore. By the time we rescue her, we'll be long gone. Like, even if they do notify everybody else, we'll be gone. So
You didn't.
Yeah, and I'm just gonna keep her distracted.
And Odd punched her in the face. She's been through enough.
Okay.
So really, Jeff, that's gonna be like you're certain that she's leading you guys into doom and ruination, and that's gonna be that's good enough for you. He's like, yeah, it's fine.
Well, I'm gonna say like she's gonna kill us, guys. Like we don't stop her, she's gonna kill us.
All right, so
she's
going
to ruin. She is the bane of our existence.
This is a conversation that Jeff and Craig are having just outside of the hut. Jay, you're still talking to her. What are you saying to her, other than like hey, I'm sorry, baby? You know, like the thing is like the thing is you guys have to.
No.
You guys have to move now. You have to move now. What are you going to do?
Right. It's like, it's like, here's the thing. Those guys say that, you're telling the truth and she really is in the stables, but that seem plausible to me. It seems more like a denial, and so I don't know. I try to bluff her into revealing whether or not she's in or not, or actually, you know what? Fuck it. I'll believe her. I'll be like, all right, sorry I have to do this. And I tie her up or chain her. Or,
okay. So I guess what you're doing is you're taking like the sheets from the bed and using them as a way to bind her, And so, all right. So
we knew we were going to capture a guard. Would we have brought some type of restraints with us, some rope or something?
I mean, sure. Did you guys?
Yes.
I'm totally willing to concede that if you guys all agree that that's what we did.
I mean, we didn't say that before, but that's because we were
that's fine. That's fine because this is.
Yeah, because that's kind of the plan we decided on, was to capture a guard. Sure. So.
All right. So you use that rope, and so while you're tying her up. So I'm assuming you tie up would you tie up her first or the knocked out guard?
We tie up the one that's still conscious first, and then once she's tied up, we would tie up the.
Okay, so Jay, while you're tying her up, she's like, and I would have let you do this for me. Why? All of this stuff is ridiculous. We could have done this. I could have done this. I would have done this very voluntarily. You really missed out. You really missed out.
And I turn to her and I say, look, you really lucked out because the original plan was to set this place on fire. And I walk out of the room.
When you walk out of the room, you just hear her cry out. She's like, "Why didn't you? Why didn't you?"
This elf is on fire.
Okay, so you guys make your way, try to make your way stealthily to the stables, yes?
Yes.
Okay, so go ahead and make some stealth rolls, and they're going to be contested rolls.
Yay.
They're going to be contested rolls against your people's their possessions. So that's a 5. So Craig,
I got it. I rolled an 8.
Ooh, I got a 15.
Airless got a 15.
With my -3.
Jay,
I got a monster roll.
You got 28.
Yeah.
A 28. Jesus. All right. So the only. All right. So let's see. So we're gonna roll for all. There's 4 of them in there. So that one failed. That one picked up. What was yours, Jeff?
Mine was 15.
15. Okay.
With my modifier, it was 15.
Okay, so that one noticed you and
me
and William Cuddy. That one failed, and last person also failed. No. So William Cuddy. So 2 of them have noticed Cuddy. One of them have noticed Cuddy and Jeff.
All right.
Okay, so this is literally as you guys are kind of creepy, and then of course Jay is like the fucking wind, So, so all right, so the things, so this is going to be right when combat starts. So you guys actually make your way to the stables, and it turns out that like literally in one of the stables, like they have like just because like one of the actual stables where the horses would be kept, there's actually a chair, and there is a you can't tell she's definitely human. She's got long, like dark, kind of very curly hair. She was wearing like a red dress or something like that, but it's been torn. It's pretty tore up. She's just covered in wounds and blood and mud, or who knows what. But she looks kind of filthy, and she's tied with her hands behind the chair, and she looks like she's like punch drunk, and there's one like kind of large elven warrior type with his shirt off, who is like holding like an implement. It looks like It looks like a morning star, but with a tiny little or not a morning star. It's like it looks like a little mace, but with like a little tiny ball, but also spiked like the way a morning star would be, but without the chain. And he's holding that. And you can see like little puncture wounds all around this, like all kind of on her calves and on her arms, like on her legs and on her arms. So it looks like he's been using this to beat her with. And then there's two like very beautiful and like tall, beautiful, elegant, almost as if they're like angels from heaven, kind of standing there like asking with these like compassionate and sort of saddened faces, like it's so sad that we have to do this to you. It's so sad. If you would just give us the information we want, you could.
And they have their henchmen doing the dirty work.
And then there's another guard kind of standing right outside the stable, just kind of standing there, kind of scanning the horizon here at 4:00 in the morning. He's kind of like, he looks a little bit bored, but that's what you guys are able to glean kind of off in the distance as you're approaching the stables.
Okay.
All right.
So there's one guard out front, and we can see there's one inside, and then
they're all within like a 10-foot perimeter of each other, right? So the thing is like so the Lord and Lady Elaroth are like kind of right next to the girl. I'd say maybe 3 feet away from the girl, standing just adjacent to each other. If you met, like, how a stable works, it's like maybe like 6 feet by 4 feet. So
is this like with like large open barn door type stable, or is this?
It's more like a racing paddock stable. So if you know that like
it's open stalls and kind of stuff like that.
It's lots of open stalls. It's maybe about 10 or 12 feet. Like from floor to ceiling is about 10 or 12 feet long. It's maybe about 100 feet in length, and so it's maybe about 15 feet maybe about 20 feet in depth. So it's like and there's basically like maybe 15 or 20 stable spots, and they're all open stables with a door that latches to keep, like, it would keep a horse in, but you can definitely see, like, you can see under the
under and over, and you can see the things of hay you can see in there. And I get what I'm imagining is like a gigantic open doorway into the stable.
Yes. Yeah. No,
that's why we can see inside.
In fact, it's not even a doorway. It's like there's nothing that closes off. It's just
like a big opening for the front of the thing. Yeah. Okay, that's why we can see inside. We can see everybody. So there's one guy standing out front.
And he's not even standing out front. He's standing right out front of the actual stable. So the thing is like so
he's inside the structure, but
he's inside the structure, and so he's maybe 4 feet or 3 feet away from Lord and Lady Elaroth. Okay. And then there's
and then there's
or Elaroth rather.
The woman that we're going after, she's inside one of the stables, or she's just out in the center?
No, she's in the stable. So there's 4 people in the stable. There's her, the woman you're after, sitting in a chair in the middle of the stable. There's the guy administering the punishment with the little kind of mini mace. There's the two, and then there's the two Lord and Lady Elaroth or Elareth standing right next to her, asking her questions. And then they're the ones inside the stable. And then the guard is literally right outside the stable. So he's maybe 3 feet. He's maybe 3 feet away from Lord. Yeah. So.
So what I'm getting is that it's a pretty confined space then if they're inside one of the stables. Yes. Okay, so there's not a way for us to really flank them.
No,
because there's only one small entranceway. So I would say that they've noticed one of them has noticed 2 of us, and the other. I don't know if we would know that.
So that's when the moment you guys try to engage, that's when all of the perception stuff kicks in, right? So the thing is like you guys will catch. So Jay will catch all of them flat-footed. So whoever Jay wants to go up against, they don't get any of their dexterity bonuses. Depending on whom you guys choose, and I've got my little chart here, whomever you guys choose, you might choose somebody that's detected you, and if they have detected you, they'll get their dex bonus as defense. And so, and the thing is, so, and if not, so it's all about just.
Well, see, here's the problem that I'm faced with is, we saw your rolls. Yep. We know that 2 of them detected us, but we might not actually know that in the game.
No, yeah, of course.
Well, but we don't know which.
And so I don't want to play the game of trying to guess who detected. So I'm just gonna pick a guy that I would probably go after normally.
Of course, and that's exactly perfect. Yeah. And the thing is like and so you let me know who you're going after, and then I will. And the thing is like, and really truthfully, the only thing it's gonna affect is it's gonna affect.
The bonuses on the
or what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna adjust it on my end. It's gonna affect their armor class, and so
and it's fine because like we don't know, like he did all those rolls so like the audience and everybody can see, but we don't know who it is. It's just general roll.
And really truthfully, so basically what it's gonna mean is it's gonna mean if regardless of how you roll, I'm gonna check it against an armor class you're not aware of, and I'm gonna let you know whether you hit or you missed. So. So there you go. So it's like,
as a paladin, my first, since it's a confined space, I don't really see an advantage of trying to, I don't really see a strategy that I could employ. So I'm just gonna head on attack. So I'm just gonna attack the front guy.
The guard. Okay, yeah. So you're gonna tank this fight.
I'm gonna tank it. Yeah, I'm gonna be
you're taking the fight.
What do you call that? What's the actual
Leroy
combat?
Jenkins?
No, I'm gonna spearhead this.
Okay. Yes.
I'm gonna be the front of this attack.
You're gonna be the tip.
Yeah.
Well, didn't I like stealthily climb up? And...
Okay. So all right. So this is the thing. So why don't we all of us roll initiative? So everybody roll initiative.
Uh-oh.
You got an 8.
13.
I guess.
Wait, no. Is that 13 plus your dex bonus?
My dex bonus is +3.
+3. Okay, so you got a 16.
And my dex is 16.
Yeah, yours keeps rolling that.
That .03. Can you see that?
I can. I don't. Yeah, I don't know what that's about. But
I don't know what that means.
Yeah,
because I'm just pressing the initiative button.
I wonder if you have something checked on your.
Yeah. That's probably what it is. But that's fine. It could be some like We'll sort it out later.
It's probably 3 repeating.
But
anyway,
pull up your sheet.
So.
Craig.
I need. But let's sort that out a little bit later on. Craig and Jay, I need you guys to roll again because you guys are both at 16.
Okay.
Okay.
Was that Craig?
So I guess.
Yeah,
that was 5. me. Okay. So I guess 8 then.
Okay, so Jay. Okay, so Jay's in the lead. So it's Jay first, then William Cuddy. Hold on, now I don't know if you guys can. Well, whatever, it doesn't matter. But I'm gonna do some rolling for the others. Oh wow. Okay.
Oops.
So you know what I think that could be? It could be related to a skill that I have, which allows me to have like. I'll have to double check, but it could be related to like I always get an initiative advantage or something like that. That's kind of what it looks like. I'll have to go into the settings and check, but that's just what it seems like.
Was that? Did I have? Okay, yeah, good. So, all right, so here we go. So then that was that last. Where'd that last roll go? I think it was a 3 though, so that's all right. Okay. So so this is really weird because you guys rolled really well and still you're Jay or William. I need you William Cuddy. I need you to roll again because you are rolling off against other people.
Okay, so here we go. Initiative. 13.
Okay, hold on. Okay, so let me do 2 more rolls. 13.
You notice it's always 0.03. I think you have a static modifier on there. If you
Yeah.
Sheet.
That's what I'm looking at. I'm trying to see in my skills which one would affect that, because if you hover over the actual 13.03, it adds in like a 0.03 tiebreaker modifier from somewhere. I don't know off the top of my head where that comes from.
Yeah.
So I'll have to fiddle with that at some point.
No worries. Yeah, we'll sort it out. It's we're still new. Getting into the rules, still digging.
Yeah.
And it's still working. It's working fine for the purpose of the storytelling. So,
Right.
all right, here we go. So, hold on, wait, no, that's the wrong. There we go.
That chuckle tells me we're about to get our asses kicked.
No, well, no. The thing is all right. So, Airloser is the first person to run up, right? Thinking he's gonna catch this guy flat-footed. And instead, the guard is like it seems like he's been both aware, and so as you run in, he strikes out, and what's your AC? I think he still hits you regardless, because he's got.
We're just going off of our it's the same stuff we were wearing before.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
My AC is
14, I think.
Crap. What are defenses? AC is 13.
Okay, yeah. So he hits you. He hits you, and he does 5 points.
Yeah. I've got 10 plus 3 plus 1 minus 1. So yeah, 13.
Okay. So yeah.
All right, so he hits me.
He hits you and does 5 points of damage.
Okay. So I gotta take this down. So I'm assuming we're all gonna be fully healed when we come back to our main story.
Yes.
All right, so I'm gonna go down to 7 right now.
Okay, and then the next person to do stuff. Hold on, let me see. The next person to do stuff is gonna be. It's you, Jay. What are you doing, man?
Okay, so where am I exactly?
You're moving in. You're moving in to save this girl. So you guys are attacking. You guys are moving in on the stable.
Oh, right. Okay, and so the first guard got taken out, and like, are there any guards within like my attack distance, or
no guard has gotten taken out yet. One guard hit me.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
I'm just wondering, is there anybody around that I can't attack?
You can attack absolutely any one of those 4 people, and you're gonna catch them flat-footed. So.
Yeah, because they haven't seen you yet.
Yeah.
Oh. So maybe I should go after the head honcho and his wife.
Sure, if you want to. You can go after one.
Yeah, I'm going after douchebag McGee.
Okay.
You know.
So roll. Yeah, you're catching him flat-footed, so you just need to roll above a 10 to hit him.
Okay. All right. Let's do it. Oh shit.
Well, no, I mean, you have bonuses though. So what's your dex bonus is +3, right? So you got that's no, and you also have weapon finesse, so that's +4. So you got a 12, and you had to get a 10 to hit him, so you hit him. So go ahead and roll. Are you using your rapier or your dagger?
Rapier.
Okay, so roll 1d6.
Yeah. Suck it.
Hold on.
Yeah.
All right, so yeah.
Suck it, old man. Yeah.
So he cries out. He cries out and he collapses. Like he went down.
All right. I like it. I guess that ends my. I mean, is there any more I can do in my turn, or?
No, yeah. So that's the end of your turn. So now it's lady. So Lady Ellereth, so she shrieks, she shrieks and she throws up her hands and she actually casts a spell on you, Jay.
Oh.
So
She's pissed that I killed somebody, or
you need just her husband. It's fine. You need although he may not be dead, but you have to roll.
She didn't really love him anyway.
Yeah.
yeah.
Roll a fortitude, or no, make a will roll. This is
Saving throw.
Yeah, it's a saving throw.
All right, let's see what my will is. Where is will?
It should be. See, it should be.
It's right now. It's 0.
Okay.
I don't.
So all right. So then just make a roll.
20.
Yeah, 20-sided die. Get above her casting level.
8.
Okay, so she hits you for. So she hits you for 5 points of damage.
All right, so I'm down to 8 points because I think my health is 13.
Okay,
right?
cool. Yep. Keep track of that. Because right now I can't, so keep track of that. And then we've got so William Cuddy, you're up next.
Yep. So I'm gonna shoot. I think I'm gonna take a shot at the guard that's waiting outside.
Okay, the one that just hit Erloser.
Yes.
Okay, go ahead and fire.
Okay, so attack and what?
Yeah, what was that? Roll.
I don't.
Oh no,
Okay.
we'll take the 7. We'll take this. Oh no, because you've got 2 20-sided dice in there. Shit. Yeah. Roll.
Yeah. How did? Oh,
roll,
what happened?
Roll 1 20-sided again.
Okay, I'm just gonna roll 1d20.
Yeah.
9.
9 plus what's your attack modifiers?
Let's
What's
see.
your dex?
So my, I'm gonna pull that back up. So my dexterity is a 3, and
Wait, no, your dexterity is plus 3, so you got a 12.
yeah.
Okay. And then do you have weapon finesse?
I do.
Okay, so that's
I think.
13. That's 13.
Yeah, that's an ability, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Well, weapon focus. Is that it?
Oh, let me check. Hold on. This is one.
That's what I have. Weapon focus, which is
Yeah.
basically just a +1.
Is it okay? So yeah, it's a weapon. It's a weapon focus. Okay, so
But it has to be with the weapon that you're.
yeah, which is what he's using. So, all right, so you got
Yep.
a +1, so that's 13.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have any other bonuses?
Well, I have my exotic weapon proficiency with firearms, which is
that just lets you use that weapon without a negative. So
he also has a Disneyland speed pass. Does that?
Oh yeah, no. All right, so you just barely miss. You just barely miss. Yeah.
Snap. Okay.
Yeah. All right, and then so Lord Ellereth is down, and so Jeff, it's your turn.
Okay.
Yeah,
So I guess he hit me, but I'm still attacking the one guy.
Yep.
So
Go
I'm
ahead
just
and roll.
gonna roll.
Hold on, wait. Okay, go ahead and roll.
Roll just a d20. Boom.
Nice, 18.
So and I've got I've got at least +1 for the weapon finesse. My strength would also add to that, right?
Yep.
So that'd be a +2.
Okay, so plus
So
3.
I've
So
got
you got
at least +3. Yeah.
All right, so you hit him. Roll damage.
All right. So it's gonna be a D8, I believe, right?
Mm-hmm.
1d8.
Wait, hold on, real quick. What's that? What'd you roll? Oh, it's 4.
4. Yeah.
Okay. No.
So
That's a pretty substantial hit. That's not too bad. All right. And okay, so then the torturer now turns, and he's going to attack you, Jay.
Yeah. Attack the gnome. Leave the
Are you
paladin.
there?
What?
Are you there, man?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah,
no,
and he misses you. He misses you. So all right. So there's
I was just muted because I'm I'm trying to cook dinner
Stop
right now.
fucking masturbating with your dinner. I mean, stop.
Yeah.
Yep. That's what I was gonna say.
All right, so torturer.
Yeah, So he
gaze
tortured
upon
trying to
me.
attack you, and he missed you. So now it's the guard, the guard, the first guard. He attacks Airloser again, and he hits you again. Jeez.
All right, I'm gonna probably have to heal this next round.
Oh wow! And he does 8 points of damage. Jesus.
Okay, so I'm dead.
Okay, no, yeah. So you're knocked unconscious. That's fucking crazy.
Jeez.
Hold on. Wait.
So because I only got 7 hit points left. So
Okay. Hold
Yeah.
on. Let me.
Always got to bail this paladin out of trouble. Jeez.
all right, I'm down, guys.
Well, all right, hold on. You don't have any paladin abilities at the moment? Like, you don't have any like lay on hands or anything like that, do you?
I didn't turn any of them on, and level 1s don't really get anything.
Yeah.
Like to begin with. So I don't know. The only thing I have is I do have the healing skill. So if he didn't kill me, I was gonna heal myself next turn.
Yeah. Oh yeah, because you do gain hit points for that, don't you?
Yeah. So
Fuck.
I would heal myself, but paladin heal thyself. I failed to do so.
All right. Well, yeah. Sorry about that, man. I rolled like a monster.
And I would have gotten a 19.
Yeah. That's not. That sucks.
Yeah. So yeah.
Oh, no.
I'm down.
Here. Well, here. Fuck. Yeah. No. Yeah. Unfortunately, this.
Well, I mean, it's essentially a paradox, right? Because you can't die during this storyline.
Yeah. No. He's not. He's not.
Damn it! I died.
He's not gonna die. But the thing is just like.
Yeah.
But I'm just trying to think like is there anything that like it sucks. Like that's one of the things about making all of my die rolls like publicly visible on Twitch is just that sometimes you have to fudge a die roll to kind of keep the story going, And so the thing is like, so what I would have done is I'd have been like, rather than him losing 8 hit points, I'd have been like, all right, you lost 6 hit points, So it'd have been a death's door, but not at, and in fact, you want that's what I'm gonna do for the purposes of the storytelling because this is an
My
early
shield broke and took an extra hit off of that.
That's exactly. In fact, I'll do that for the purposes of these kinds of episodes where we are kind of in the past. Like what I will do is every time anything that's gonna end a person's life, I'll find some other way to. So we'll say your shield broke. We'll put you down at 2 hit points. We'll say your shield broke. You no longer have your shield. That means your armor class is a little bit lower. And then if it happens, something like that happens again, it'll be you lose your weapon. You're gonna have to like, and it'll just like so. So everybody will be a little bit protected from death unless they just keep fucking failing because it's just like
This is like the intro mission on video games.
Yeah. You can't
like
die.
Once the actual game starts, like you can die, but this is the intro mission. You can't die.
Yeah. So all right. So you're down to 2 hit points. You no longer have a shield. And then so that was guard Jay. What are you doing? You've got 2 people you can go after that are right next to you. You've got the torturer and you've got Lady Elareth. She's the one that just hit you with a spell. He's the one that tried to hit you with his little mini mace.
Okay.
Or you can attack both of them. You can attack both of them with a modifier to your attacks.
I'll do a dual double throw. Excellent.
And he's gonna backflip on top of the stable.
Yes. And I'm gonna double throw both my daggers at both.
And he just so happens to pull out a basketball. He twirls it on his finger, and he does like a dunk.
Yeah. All right. So go ahead. So go ahead and roll twice for both attacks. 16 plus 4 is 20. All right. So then roll again. And that's 10 plus 4 minus 3. So that's an 11. All right. So okay. So the first. So roll 1d4.
Ah,
1.
shit.
All right. So yeah. So you basically grazed Lady Ellerith.
Oh, that bitch. Jesus. Every time.
Yeah, and then you missed the torturer. Okay, so Lady Ellerith, she turns and she runs. She books it. So Jay, you're gonna get an attack of opportunity. In fact, all three of you are gonna get an attack of opportunity on her. So
Well, I'm reeling on the ground a little bit. Do I get a?
Oh yeah, no, you don't. Yeah. We're gonna say you're flat-footed for this moment. So Jay, you go ahead and make another attack roll.
Okay, here I go. Oh, Jesus Christ. Fucking par for the course, man.
There we go.
Oh, man. There we go.
All right.
Not only does he miss his attack of opportunity, but he also hands his dagger to.
Yeah. Yeah. You basically go to throw your dagger at her as she's making her she's running away, and again you kind of fumble it and it bounces in the air, and hold on, let me see. Wait, real quick. Yeah, and the torturer grabs grabs it from, swipes it from you.
Are you kidding me?
No, there you go. Yeah.
I just handed over my weapon. All right. Okay. There you go.
No, you just handed over your weapon
It's
again.
just it's just part of the thing that you do. It's you're like, hey man, you want a nicer weapon? You want a nicer weapon than the one you have? You're a giver. You're a giver. That's what can you say? Odds a giver.
Okay. All right.
He's about to be a receiver.
All right. Well, yeah. William,
Yeah.
you get an attack of opportunity on the lady.
All right.
Lady Ellerith as she's running away.
So roll a 1d20
1d20.
then.
Yep.
Okay.
All right.
3.
And you miss her as well. So,
I missed 2.
Yeah. All right. So she's moving at a full sprint. So she's moving double her normal speed. So she's going to clear quite a distance before, in that time, by next round. So and then let's see. So and then the next person's the torturer. He's going to attack. Jay.
With
This
his
is
new dagger.
16. He hits Jay with his own dagger, and of course it's going to be 4 points of damage because apparently all I do is roll amazing. So that's So, so there you go, Jay. Take 4 more points of damage.
All right. So I guess I'm down to 4
Yeah.
hit points. Oh, geez. Okay. All right.
You know what would be really funny if this side mission we end up failing at it, and that's what brought us together. Yep, we just suck at everything.
Yeah, I mean, you guys can try booking it at any point if you'd like. So so I think this is
we can suck together. Yeah.
Let's suck together. Yeah.
This first mission is a failed mission. All right, so we got 10 minutes. We got 10 minutes before the session has to end, guys. So let's.
Yep.
So what do you?
So who's next?
Yeah.
Is it me?
Oh no. So it's yeah. So William, it's your turn.
All right. So again, I'm gonna try to shoot at. So we still have that one guard in the front, right?
Yep. The guard, the torturer,
and
Lady Ellerith. So you've got.
Now, do I have?
Running away.
Well, she's running away. Let's let her go. I think. Do I have a clear shot at all at?
You do. You've got a clear shot at both at the guard or the torturer.
Okay, I'm going to try to take a shot at the torturer then.
Okay, sure.
Sure. Don't take a shot at the guy that's almost killed me.
Hey, you're still alive. Yeah, so I'm going to shoot at the torturer then. 1d20. I got a 9.
All right.
And I think it was plus
4?
Yeah, it was plus 4 for see, this is what I need to get better at, is remembering which skills and stuff I have.
No. I think.
So
I think what it was is you missed the die roll. That's the sound that you're hearing. Someone's just commenting in the chat.
Yeah. So I have weapon focus, which is
Yeah. No. Yeah. So yeah. You had +4. You had +4. So you
plus
got
4. Okay.
Yeah.
So 13 then.
So yeah. So you got 13, which means so you hit, but you barely hit. So.
Okay. So
yeah.
it's a 1d12 for damage.
Roll one. Wait. Hold on. Wait. Hold on. Okay. Oh, and 11 points. Wow. You literally blew his head right off.
Blew his head off.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
that's fucking wow. All right. So yeah. So the torturer's head just explodes, and yeah, that's pretty fucking awesome. So the torturer can't do anything. So Jeff, it's your turn.
All right, so I'm gonna heal myself.
Okay. So you make a healing roll.
Yeah, let me click on my skills. Hopefully I get a good roll here. Heal. Boom. Got a 16.
Cool. So let me so you definitely beat the difficulty class. Let's see. So what's let me just read up on healing real quick. Sorry about this, guys. I should know.
Yeah, I can't remember. I left my book in the other room too. So
Here.
I guess I can look it up on.
These are feats, skills, combat, equipment, classes, skills. Here we go. Skills, healing, HI heal. So yeah, you definitely got the first aid. Let me see.
Yeah, I'm gonna do standard action is provide first aid, and this standard action. Curiously, generated 1 hit point per day. You can make him stable. Still carry first aid subset.
Let me see.
I thought I could roll for.
If you heal, if your heal check is successful, the patient recovers hit points or. Oh wait. It's twice the normal rate. 2 hit points per level for a full 8 hours of rest. Okay, so first aid also stops characters from losing their. All right, so we're not. I don't have time to like read through the entire thing. Why don't we just say that on a successful heal check you can add 1d4 hit points.
Okay.
And then I'll make a ruling. I'll read through the skill and I'll make a ruling.
We'll figure it out.
The thing is like maybe what we'll do is we'll say that that's a one time in combat thing. Like you have to switch to a different combat to do that, to get that little 1/4. Look, but it does give you a little boost. So, all right, you want to make that roll?
Yeah, sure. Yeah. So 1d4.
Yep.
Boom. Yeah, I got 1.
Nice.
Now you're rolling like me.
Now I'm gonna roll nothing but 20s and like 1 and 8 damage. Yeah.
So I'm at a 3.
Yeah. All right. Awesome. Okay. So
with no shield.
So now guard rolls again. And a 17. He hits. Jesus Christ. And so yeah. So what I'm gonna say is that he does 2 points of damage, and you lose your sword.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah. Oh, sheesh. Okay.
Guys.
Yeah, he's tearing.
Everything's
your
coming up,
paladin
Jay.
apart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's how it is.
There's one guy killing me. Stop him.
Jay, it's your turn. What do you do?
Yeah, I attack the guy that's attacking my homeboy.
Okay,
and,
make a roll. 1d20.
Okay.
And I'll hold it. I'll wait till he attacks. See what happens.
18 bits.
Right on. You got it. So
nice.
Roll
Well,
damage.
that's 18 plus whatever your.
Yeah. He got it. So roll 1d6 for damage. Hey,
Oh.
all right. Awesome. You fucked him up. Let me just do one thing, real quick check thing. Okay, yeah. So all right. So he's injured. You fucked him up pretty bad, but he's still rolling. So this one's now to you, William.
So
Cuddy.
I'm on the ground and I like cough up blood and
Yeah,
I'm like,
yeah.
about fucking time.
Yeah. What do you do, William Cuddy?
Wait, so that guy's dead, right?
No,
so
he's not.
Nope.
He's still up.
Oh, he's
still
not?
Up. He's pretty badly wounded. It looks like Jay got maybe a kidney wound with his dagger.
Well, guess what? I'm gonna try shooting at him.
All right, do it.
So 1d20.
Yeah. Wait, hold on. Wait. Hold on. Do that again, because I want to get it for the. I want to make sure that everybody gets a chance to see the roll. So go ahead and roll again.
Okay. Redo. Yeah, that's great.
Do a mulligan on that.
Okay.
17, then plus 4,
So you
right?
hit him.
So
yeah. You hit him, and then roll your.
1d12 for damage.
Wait, hold on. Shit.
10.
No, you have to. Sorry, you have to roll again. Sorry, man.
Oh, okay. Damage again?
Yeah. It's just damage.
Okay. 1d12. 2.
Ah, come
Sorry.
on, man.
That sucks,
You
yeah.
had a 10.
All right.
And then you made
Hey,
a redo.
But he made him redo the 1 as well.
Yeah. All right,
Yes.
so there you go.
Fair
So he's 8 points down. All right. So Jeff, it's your turn, man. You get a chance to close this guy out.
Without a sword?
You can punch him in the face, right?
Yeah, just bare-hand him.
Yeah.
All right. I'm
Try to-
gonna punch. I'm gonna muscle up all
Try to break his neck.
my blood-covered fists
Yeah. Do
as
it.
much as I can,
Do
and
it.
I'm just gonna strike him. And I break my own arm in the process.
Okay. So yeah.
You need
let's-
well, before you do that, you need a backflip onto a boulder, and then
Uh,
you'll be
let's-
complete.
Let's see what he does. So he retorts right back, and he misses you though. He misses you, so that's good. All right, Jay, it's all you, man. So you need to show up and save the day.
All right, I'm gonna be a stabby J. All right, let's do it.
12 plus 4 is 16. You hit him. Roll 1d6 for damage. Hey.
Yes.
All right,
Nice.
nicely done. He goes
Ready.
down. He's dead. All right, so yeah, so Airloser is literally like you are fucked up, man, and you are feeling it. You are seriously feeling it. But you guys, so the thing is so that
I'm
the
like,
very
I'm
next
picking
round,
teeth out of my head. I'm
the
picking
very
teeth out of
next
my
round,
mouth.
you hear Lady Ellerith start screaming, guards, to me. What are you guys gonna do?
I say, guys, we got to get this prisoner. Just grab her and let's get the hell out of here.
And
So
I just say that fucking, bitch, like just had to fucking squeal. Like, I don't know. I get pissy. Anyway.
So I try to say, let's grab the girl and go, but it comes out like
Yeah.
like with my broken jaw.
Yeah, you spit out
and the
some teeth.
blood-
You
yeah,
spit out
teeth
some
come
teeth and
out,
some
yeah.
blood. Yeah.
And it's like bleh, bleh, bleh.
All right, so you guys cut her free and grab her and pick and like, all right, so we're gonna do an athletics check to see if you guys can get everybody out before they're able to catch up to you.
Athletics. You mean like acrobatics or?
Oh, it's not athletics. I thought
Yeah,
there should be a. Let me take a look.
Yeah, I mean, it's acrobatics.
No, it's not. It's not acrobatics. It's gonna be a pushing through, perception, linguistics, heal, intimidate.
That's like a survival.
Why don't we'll just do a Constitution check? It's pretty easy.
Okay.
The thing is it's just because you've got one person that's almost incapacitated, another person that's pretty much incapacitated. So do a Constitution check against a 10.
All right.
All right. Okay. All right. So you guys,
Nice.
yeah. So you all pulled it off. So yeah. So you guys are scrambling to get the fuck out. I guess you probably came out. You went out the same way you came in. Yeah. Jay, do you say anything as you're kind of running by the shack?
Oh, I'm like, see you later, baby. I love ya.
Okay. That's all right. All right. That works.
Yeah.
I'll call you later. No, you like how do you like them apples?
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
Applesauce, bitch.
All right. So all right. So yeah. And so you guys barely managed to effect an escape, and you make your way. You make your way back to the tram, little tram area for the. And you take and so the thing is, so you don't like the thing is that you can't even make anything out about her other than she's maybe like 5'6", maybe 5'4", 5'5", somewhere like she's got dark hair, she's covered in blood, she's covered in wounds. She's like relatively ambulatory, but not really. I mean, once she gets into the little tram, she just collapses and she's out. You guys get down to get back down to Green Harbor, and there's a cadre of maybe 6 or 7 rebels that kind of pick her up, throw her on a stretcher, and kind of pull her out. And Ogrim Thark is there, and he looks at you guys he looks at you guys for a second and sees how fucked up Airloser is, and he gives you guys a big grin and goes, "You guys did us a really, really solid tonight. Like that was, you might have saved the rebellion here in St. Martin. Well done."
And I try to say like, "Damn right," but it comes out like.
Yeah. It's actually just all of your front teeth. Just you spit all of your front teeth.
He just throws up like he's just like
yeah. You throw up a kidney. And just, oh shit, that's my kidney. All right, so we'll end it there. But yeah, that was pretty short and sweet, right?
Wow, that was fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that was a lot of fun,
awesome.
And I like the fact that it was more imaginatory and less like I don't know. I just it's like Mike's God, and so God needs to steer us in the right direction.
Well, I mean, it's for me. It's more kind of like an oral novel, right? So the thing is so everything is
right.
Kind of happening from the perspective of explanations of kind of the way you would with a novel. Like you'd have to explain kind of where everybody's position and what's going on, and certainly things get a little loosey goosey at times. And so the thing is, so for me, I would prefer to do most of the kind of combat that happened tonight in this modality, and then when we're up against real real bosses and real tough stuff, I wouldn't mind going to a map just so we can kind of track exactly where everybody's at.
Yeah, I mean that,
or a
especially.
Lot of people, like a lot of enemies, like where you have to keep track of where they are.
Yes, yeah.
But if there's just 2 or 3, then it's perfectly fine. I think.
Yeah, so that's kind of what I'm thinking in terms of straddling both lines is just allow so for the most part in short engagements like this was all tonight, we just do it like kind of from a storytelling perspective, and then when it's actual things that when there's too many moving parts, when it's a real significant battle that's going to change the end of the stories, Hey, and thank you so much, 23 Music. Awesome, right on, man. I really appreciate it. Thank you, man. And yeah, and I thought it was awesome, you guys. And I definitely think it's great. Like tonight, today. So just today, Airloser was the guy that was getting the bad rolls, but you guys stepped in, and that was awesome, And the great thing is that now House Ellerith there's 2 points against Airloser with House Ellerith, right? The thing is just that you can't tell me that somebody like Lady Ellerith is not going to remember the faces of the people that effectively almost ended her husband and definitely did end two of their two of their treasured
They're
guards.
trusted.
Yeah. They're torturer. They're handy old. Like he's been with us for 25 years. And so.
Oh, not old Cobb.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
jeez.
Yeah. But it's possible that Jay has a new girlfriend, so that's cool.
Yeah, that was fun. I surprised the hell out of her.
He gave her the good news.
This is the good news. I already gave you.
It's the big.
That should have
It
been
was
your
the
retort
big
when
news.
she was like, I don't want to kind of receive your. You're like, I already gave you the good news, sweetheart. Awesome.
Oh.
All right, gentlemen. Well, thanks everybody in the chat. Thank you so much. I really want to say thanks, Boxhead. I know I don't think he's here in the chat anymore, but that was a ton of fun. I hope you guys had a good time. I definitely had an awesome time. And so hopefully next week we'll be able to get back to the main story. But if not, we'll just do more of these. We'll do more of these things. And
plus, it's good for those of us who don't have a lot of experience role, because I really felt, even though I'm still not that great, like I really felt like I was getting more into the story and more into the character, even though I don't know if it comes across that way at all, but I feel like I'm more into the character,
Oh, it definitely did today, dude.
Awesome.
Like,
yeah,
seriously.
and that's what I was saying. Is like the more we do this, the better, the more comfortable each of us get with kind of like understanding the characters, understanding the story, understanding kind of like the way that the combat works, and all of it eventually becomes a snowball effect, and then eventually it becomes feeling like literally like a favorite movie, like a favorite television show, like you want to show up just to see what happens next, and you start strategizing with each other before and after, and even before and after the shows, and also in the intervening days between the shows, you guys will be talking about like, well, this is what about if we did this, and what about if we did that, and so the thing is like all of that stuff is going to be in the offing. It will get pretty awesome, and the thing is that like the story that I have kind of about to unveil itself over the course of the next few months. It's very H.P. Lovecraft, and it's very like Lord of the Rings, and it's very epic. So the thing is, like, I think it's fun that we're starting off small, because it will eventually get to a point where it's going to be like, you're going to be like, what the fuck are we up?
Yeah.
What the fuck did we get ourselves into?
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. No, I think this is great. I enjoy this. I just happen to forget about it every single time.
You fucking asshole. No, yeah, don't even sweat it, man.
How dare you, sir?
Well, why don't we do this? Can my players hold on for a second so we can just kind of we can recap? And I'm gonna shut down the stream. So we do this every Wednesday night. Tomorrow at noon, I'm gonna be doing more Mike TV live stuff. So for those of you that showed up and wanted to dig the music, hey Jared Jensen, good to see you, man. Awesome. Thanks, dude. Thanks for being here. I know this is a very weird sort of departure from my normal thing, but I love role playing. I love the oral storytelling aspect, and it's always a lot of fun. Like, you never know, the die rolls always do kind of send you in weird and crazy directions. So, so I will see you all hopefully very soon. I love it. I love you guys. So, and I will, I'll see you all very soon. So we're not going to rate anybody because I have to do some recapping afterwards. So for those people that we would normally rate, I apologize, but these shows I kind of have to recap with my players afterwards, so we can kind of get everything sorted out for next game. So, hey Bobcat, good to see you, man. And I saw Justin was here earlier. I'm sorry I didn't get it. Like, when we get to the storytelling stuff, I get very myopic. So, but I love you guys, and I'll see you all very soon. So, all right, a tutelare, a biento, a fita sane, troost. Cheers.